a year ago, now in C2. That hasn't affected them at all. They're right back here in the state championship game looking to defend that state championship. And if they do so, it's going to be with an offense that has a lot of big guns.
You betcha, Kevin. And 12-0 again this year also. Carl Tesmer and his staff really – offense has really been a key. Defense has even been a bigger key. On offense, averaging about 280 yards, running the football, 44 points on the year. They set it up with Zach Stirrup. He's a Nebraska football recruit. He and his line mates will try to again, put the blocks away for Cody Jackson, his running mates, to, again, increase those numbers as we talked about a moment ago. But on defense, that has been, as I said a moment ago, the real key for their football team. Allowing just 6 points a game on the average. This team has given up 13 points during the regular season. But, Kevin, during the playoffs, that number jumped up to 61. So defense is key. They allow just less than 100 yards rushing and less than 100 yards passing on defense. Very, very much a key to what they do. So if they can play that kind of football this afternoon, you may have a winner in Hastings St. Cecilia.
That defense of Hastings St. Cecilia is going to be tested today because an offense from Archbishop Bergan is wide open. A third member of our crew, former Husker Matt Davison, and you look at this Archbishop Bergan offense, and they're going to put up yards, they're going to put up points. They are explosive.
Oh, they're going to be fun to watch today. This Bergan offense against St. Cecilia's defense. Bergan's offense over 350 yards a game, led by Riley Gross, their quarterback, over 2,500 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, and Matt Sleister has nearly 1,000 yards of those receiving. They're going to spread this St. Cecilia defense out, and Bergan is going to throw it all over the place, almost 20 pass attempts per game, but Riley Gross is the leader of this offense. It's going to be exciting to see this offense averaging over 34 points a game against St. Cecilia's defense. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Bergan plays some defense, too. Under 8 points a game allowed defensively for Bergan this year.
Well, it could be a very explosive and exciting game, and it could be a record-breaking day for one member of the Archbishop Bergan crew. And with more on that, here's Larry Putney.
Well, thanks, Kevin. Since putting in this wide-open offense back in 2007, this Archbishop Bergan offense has been putting up some big numbers, and another state record could fall today. The all-time single-season passing record set by a D8 player from Lewiston, Deion Parks. Today, with 360 yards passing, that record could fall. It could be another record day for Mr. Gross.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. You know, you talk about offense and defense, and this Archbishop Bergan defense, 4 shutouts pitched on the year by the Knights defense. That's good. St. Cecilia's trumped them a little bit, Abe.
Yeah, 6 for St. Cecilia. I wanted to mention that just a second ago. The Open just went right by me, but yeah, they pitched 6 shutouts in their regular season, Kevin. But as I mentioned, in the playoffs, that all changed around. They gave up 21 against Bayard. Donovan Trumbull scored 14, Crofton 12, and North Platte St. Patrick's 14. So those numbers really did jump. But wow, 6 shutouts in the 6 out of 8 games. That's pretty remarkable. Really remarkable.
Here's where these teams came from to get here to Memorial Stadium for this C2 championship. You see Archbishop Bergan from Fremont, Hastings St. Cecilia, of course, in the middle of the great state of Nebraska, and the road to Memorial Stadium for both of these teams. See Archbishop with wins over Elmwood Murdoch, Aquinas Catholic to get to this point. Hastings St. Cecilia beating Crofton, and then a tough one over North Platte St. Patrick's to get to this state championship game. 2 undefeated teams locking horns here for a C2 championship to start our very busy day at Memorial Stadium. And it is a bright, sunny day, and with more on the conditions around the area today, here's Larry Putney.
Kevin, yesterday very overcast, about the same temperature-wise, about 32 degrees. So today it feels much better down here on the field. I mean, it's as you mentioned, the sun is out, conditions are great, and really a terrific day for a state championship.
Yeah, it really is. Just it's brilliant sunshine, a little breezy, as you see with the flags moving around out there, but it is a very nice day for football. You can't always guarantee that in the late days of November in the state of Nebraska, but we are blessed today with a very nice day for football. 2 real good football teams with Hastings St. Cecilia and Archbishop Bergan locking horns here. Terrific offense from Archbishop Bergan and a size advantage that would seem to favor Hastings St. Cecilia, especially at the tackle spot along that offensive line. Ryan Sheehy at 6'4", 240, and Zach Sterp, the right tackle, at 6'9", 265. A couple of big bodies to protect and block for Philip Hamburger and the rest of that crew.
Yeah, and then you throw in the center, Joshua Trammell, 6'1" and 295. So they really do have a lot of beef up front there, Kevin, as you mentioned. They like to set it up. We mentioned Cody Jackson, their running back, over 1,200 yards this year. Also, Devin Ely, over 500. So they run the ball well.
And I can tell you, when it's cold, being big is a good thing. Sometimes those little guys, they shy away from the big fellas when it gets cold out there, don't they?
If you're smart and you're a little guy, you get behind the big guys, they cut the wind down.
Well, let's check in with our public address announcer, Rich Broderson, for the first time today and get our player introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Memorial Stadium and the 2010 Nebraska School Activities Association State Football Championship Finals for today's contest between the Bluehawks of Hastings St. Cecilia and the Knights of Archbishop Bergan. And now for the introduction of the players and the coaches. We begin with the Bluehawks of Hastings St. Cecilia. Number 2, Matthew Kissinger. Number 7, Philip Hamburger. Number 8, Blake Brouillette. Number 9, Bryce Faber. Number 15, Cody Jackson. Number 16, Chase Bassett. Number 24, Kevin Ryan. Number 32, Chase Jackson. Number 34, Joel Graffel. Number 35, Devin Ellie. Number 55, Colin Ellie. Number 58, Joseph Clark. Number 60, Jackson Saminsky. Number 65, Trey Wilhelms. Number 66, Nathan Susi. Number 74, Zach Stirrup. Number 76, Ryan Sheehy. Number 77, Joseph Wallmeyer. Number 78, Joshua Tremmel. And number 85, Jordan Consbrook. The head coach for the Bluehawks, Carl Tesmer. And now the rest of the Hastings St. Cecilia High School players and coaches.
Carl Tesmer, the head coach of Hastings St. Cecilia, in his 35th year at the helm of the Bluehawks. This is a younger team than the team he brought to the state championship game a year ago. A better secondary team, and their linebacker play not quite as good as it was last year. That was really a strength of this Hastings St. Cecilia team. But this is their biggest challenge of the year. Talking with Coach Tesmer earlier in the week, he is concerned about the passing game of the Knights, and he's concerned about the speed of Archbishop Bergan. He's not sure he's seen quite this fast a team all year long that he'll see here today.
Well, their secondary is going to be tested, no doubt about that. Matt Sleister and Christian Victor, the two main targets for Riley Gross in this offense, and those two guys have caught almost 100 passes and nearly 1,500 yards. So the secondary is going to be tested, and Riley Gross, you know, this might be the best secondary he's faced. So we'll see how those matchups come out at the end of the day.
Well, let's head back to Rich Broderson to introduce you to the Archbishop Bergan Knights.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Knights of Archbishop Bergan. Number 1, Jerry Dolish. Number 3, Josh Boggs. Number 4, Christian Victor. Number 5, Dylan Kreitzer. Number 6, Corey Archer. Number 8, Tanner Anderson. Number 9, Lucas Walker. Number 10, Mitchell Swanson. Number 11, Riley Gross. Number 22, Connor Hudovy. Number 33, Tanner Boggs. Number 37, Ryan Batenhorst. Number 51, Gavin Schulberg. Number 58, Austin Schmidt. Number 61, Tyler Maple. Number 64, Bryn Dirkschneider. Number 65, TJ Bodorf. Number 70, Cole Conrad. Number 72, Ben Bodette. Number 76, Matt Jacobs. Number 77, Chase Oliver. And number 88, Matt Schleister. The head coach for the Knights is Ron Beacom. And now the rest of the Archbishop Bergan high school players and coaches.
Ron Beacom in his 11th year as head coach of Archbishop Bergan. This is his second championship game, and it's not a big roster. They have fewer numbers than they've had, but a third of those numbers are seniors, and 5 of those seniors, Aid, played 2 years ago, and Coach Beacom really likes the experience that those guys have in this game. That's a big benefit for them. Indeed it is, Kevin. They've gone to that new offense, as we've talked about, and when you have the senior experience or the experience to go with that, that means it's a big plus for your offense. One thing about their offense that I like, very good balance. They throw it well, they run it well, almost 200 yards a game throwing, about 140 rushing. Good balance there, really keeps the defense on their toes. Let's go back again to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Nebraska School Activities Association, its member schools, and U.S. Bank, welcome to the 2010 NSAA State High School Football Championship Finals. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats to honor America. As the Lincoln Christian School Image Singers, directed by Yvonne Loy, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars to the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, of the home, the home, the home of the
A wonderful day for football, and the kickoff of the Class C2 championship game is coming up on NET Sports.
Animal agriculture is vital to Nebraska. Livestock production not only contributes to our food supply, but also helps our rural communities. Livestock provides revenue for schools, creates jobs, supports Main Street, and enhances the future for farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Board's Animal Agriculture Initiative works to encourage growth of responsible livestock enterprises to benefit agriculture and Nebraska.
Power Drive Electric Car program gives high school students a hands-on way to apply studies, learn about electricity and energy efficiency, and develop skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Nebraska Public Power District encourages students and teachers to get involved. Schools have the power to make it happen. For information on Power Drive, visit oppd.com or nppd.com.
Support for programming comes from Fund for Teachers and the Malika Foundation, empowering teachers to pursue learning outside the classroom with grants for summer odysseys around the world. Grant applications and information available online at fundforteachers.org.
When you meet with your trusted advisors to review your year-end giving plans, consider naming NET as a charitable beneficiary in your estate plan. Thank you for ensuring that the impact of public television continues for generations to come. For more information, please feel free to call me or visit our website.
With the odds stacked against them, a team puts everything on the line on the biggest stage in collegiate volleyball history. Dream like a champion.
Coming soon to NET1.
The 2002 NSAA football championships are being carried live over the internet, so all your friends and family outside Nebraska can enjoy the great coverage of the high school championships. Have them go to netnebraska.org and click on the live webcast tab. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Beautiful day for football today. A little cool, but it is bright, sunny, clear, slight breeze today, and like I mentioned, cool temperatures, so it will be, though, a very good day for football. And we will be ready to go. You see, all right, a little more than cool, 20 degrees. I lied. But we'll pretend that it's warmer here in the booth than it is down on the field. Hastings St. Cecilia has won the toss. They have elected to receive as we are about ready to get this C2 championship game underway. Back deep is Cody Jackson, who takes it from the 8-yard line. Jackson across the 20. Cody Jackson across the 30 and down at the 34-yard line. Good field position to start for the Bluehawks at 12-0 on the season as Cody Jackson and company head into the huddle, and we introduce you to the offense of Hastings St. Cecilia. The backs and receivers, Phil Hamburger, Cody Jackson, Devin Ellie, Blake Bruliette, Jordan Consbrook, and Matthew Kissinger. Your offensive line, and it's a good one. Zach Sterup, Nathan Susi, Josh Tremmel, Joe Wallmeyer, Ryan Sheehy, big, strong, and athletic. Good line to run behind.
They average about 262 across the front line there.
Start with 3 backs behind Hamburger, the quarterback, and the give is to Cody Jackson, and Jackson forward near the 37-yard line. And the defense for Archbishop Bergan at 12-0 on the season as well, averaging just over 6.5 points allowed on the year. Connor Hodovay, TJ Bodorf, Matt Jacobs, and Austin Schmidt along that defensive line. Backs and linebackers, Jerry Dolish, Christian Victor, Gavin Schallberg, Matt Sleister, Mitch Swanson, Tanner Anderson, and Josh Boggs. 2nd down and 7 from the 37-yard line, and nowhere to run that time. Good push up front. Gavin Schallberg coming up to help out, along with his line mate Austin Schmidt on the stop.
So Hastings in that triple I or Maryland I on the first play. Now they spread it out a little bit, just regular I formation, a couple of receivers down below, but Bergan real tough in the middle right there. Stopped that play for no gain. 3rd and a long 7.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Phil Hamburger, the junior quarterback, on the roll to the left. Pressure coming. Hamburger in trouble. Throws as he's hit, and it's incomplete. Boy, huge pressure coming late on top of Hamburger, and an injured Archbishop Bergan Knight at the end of that play. Slow to get up, but you watch Hamburger in trouble early.
He took a pretty big shot there at the end of the play. He was lucky to get rid of it. Otherwise, it would have been about a 10-yard loss. Hopefully the Bergan player who was down is okay. He's hobbling to the sideline now.
Jerry Dolish. 28 tackles on the year for Ron Beacom's squad here at Archbishop. And 3 and out pitched by that Knights defense. And time to punt it away as Kissinger is going to punt to Josh Boggs. Good punt. Boggs backs up to the 27-yard line, stumbles a bit, and isn't going to get much on the return. But the defense did its job, and now the Archbishop Bergan offense gets to take the field for the first time, and we'll see this high-powered and potent offensive attack of Archbishop Bergan, led by quarterback Riley Gross. As you see, the backs and receivers, Josh Boggs and Christian Victor, Connor Honovy, Tanner Anderson, and Matt Sleister. The backs and receivers along that offensive line, Cole Conrad, a freshman at right tackle, TJ Bodorf, Matt Jacobs, Tyler Maple, and Austin Schmidt. Much smaller offensive line versus a very big Hastings St. Cecilia defensive line.
40 pounds on average, Kevin, as far as Bergan's offensive line. 223 as far as the average goes versus the 262 with Hastings St. Cecilia.
And you see the spread set early for this Archbishop Bergan squad, and Gross to throw, going deep on first down, looking for Sleister over the middle, and it's knocked away. He had him for a moment. The coverage converged and batted it away from Matt Sleister, the Bergan Knights leading receiver on the year. And let's look at the defense for the Bluehawks of Hastings St. Cecilia. And that defensive line is something that's going to be something to watch all day long. Zach Sterup, Ryan Sheehy, Nathan Susi, and Jordan Consbrook up front. The backs and linebackers, Bryce Faber, Joel Groffel, Jace Jackson in there as well, along with Devin Ellie, Chase Bassett, Blake Brulliette, Phil Hamburger, and Cody Jackson. On second down, a little trickeration here. Not much to do, though, for Riley Gross, as that one didn't trick anybody on the St. Cecilia side. The throwback pass fooled no one, and it's third down.
First two downs, they take a deep pass down the middle, get an incomplete pass, and now a throwback to the quarterback. And Susi was there to take him down. So first two plays, trickery, as you said.
Key there is stay at home, do your responsibility. Look at this. Here we go.
Look at this lineup. Gross in some trouble, and down he goes. Sacked back at the 18-yard line by Zach Sterup. The Nebraska recruit gets the sack all the way back at the 18, and it's time to punt.
His fourth sack on the year, and you know what? Zach just had none of the trickery. Just go ahead and do all the trickery you want. I'm going after the quarterback. It's a great sign to see that young man come up with that play.
He is a big person.
6'9", 265. And he can run well.
Back deep, Blake Brulliette and Cody Jackson awaiting the punt of Tanner Anderson. And the punt is blocked. The punt is blocked. It'll roll. Archbishop picks it up, and it's down at the 25-yard line. The first big play of the game, a blocked punt by Hastings St. Cecilia, and it's first down for the Bluehawks at the 25-yard line.
I think it might have been Sheehy. See, number 76. Yeah, he got up in the air, got his left hand on the football. Terrific break.
Yeah, another big push by the defensive line. Got right through the middle of the offensive line. Big left hand got up there and knocked it down. Great field position for St. Cecilia.
First down and 10 from the 25. Four wide receivers set for Phil Hamburger and the offense. And on first down, the option keep. Hamburger with a blocker, and Hamburger with some room to run and a good open field tackle on the perimeter to save what could have been an even bigger play. Josh Boggs with the stop of Hamburger after a nice run.
Running that option play to right. Really had everybody fooled on the ball handling here. And Matt would have blocked there, right there. Good block, but he worked off the block. You get that block, he's going to go.
7-yard pickup for Hamburger, and it's second down and 3. They go from 4 wide and now pack it in on second and 3, and the give is to Jackson, and Jackson runs right into the arms of Bubba Jacobs. They call him Bubba. He's known as Bubba. His name is Matt, but talking with Coach earlier in the week, he said, you know, if you call him Matt, nobody's going to know who he is. He's known by Bubba.
He's a tank in there, isn't he? 5'10" and 230, and just kind of bogged up the middle there. Was able to get a nice push and nowhere to go, forcing a third down.
Third down and 2 from the 17. 3 backs stacked behind Hamburger again. A little motion out of that set, and Hamburger to throw on 3rd and 2. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Slipped right through the hands of his tight end, Jordan Consbrook, and it's 4th down.
That one should have been caught, Aid.
Yep. Spread out action, Matt. And again, watch Hamburger going to step up inside here, looking for that crossing tight end right in his mitts, and The sun is pretty bright right now. You can see the shadows. It's a difficult look for the receiver, but again, it's a ball you need to catch.
4th down and 2 yards to go. And there's going to be at least lining up for a field goal attempt from 35. Kissinger, 1 for 4 this year. His long is 30. And the kick by Kissinger, plenty of distance, and that kick is good. Matt Kissinger from 35 yards out. And Hastings St. Cecilia takes the early lead.
Good looking kick here. Look at this.
Sure was.
Straight on through, capitalizing on the block punt, pick up some points.
Plenty of distance and an early lead for Hastings St. Cecilia. Last year's NSAA Class C2 championship was a neck-and-neck battle between the 2nd-ranked Ponca Indians and the 4th-rated Hardington Cedar Catholic Trojans. Here's what happened in 2009.
The teams couldn't have been more evenly matched as the game was a stalemate late in the 3rd quarter. But with 6 minutes left in the 4th, Cedar Catholic's Justin Lisi ended the scoring drought with a 45-yard touchdown pass to Cody Klug. It appeared to be all over for the Ponca Indians. But on 4th and 9, with less than 3 minutes left, quarterback Aaron Watchhorn heaved up a prayer that Jared Curry came down with to keep the Indians' hopes alive. Ponca sent the game into overtime with a 10-yard touchdown reception by Nolan Block. And Ponca struck quickly in overtime, scoring on their 2nd play from scrimmage. On the Trojans' final possession, faced with 4th and goal, Lisi rolled out of the pocket and hit Aaron Steffer in the end zone. But it was all for nothing as Cedar Catholic elected to go for 2 and got stuffed by the Ponca defense. The Indians were crowned the Class C2 state champs and awarded their first state championship in school history.
Well, we can only hope to have a similar thriller today here. Off to a good start with Hastings St. Cecilia leading 3-0 thanks to the right leg of that man, Matt Kissinger, with the field goal from 35 yards to give the Bluehawks the early lead.
Pretty good job by the Bergan defense to just force a field goal after the block punt.
Short kickoff taken at the 35-yard line, and not much room to run, but very good field position at the 37-yard line for Archbishop Bergan.
The tee went all the way down to the 25-yard line somehow. So I think he got that one a little fat.
Pretty good accomplishment right there. I don't know that I've ever seen a tee kick farther than the ball, but always a nuance in football or any sport, but wonderful.
Not necessarily the design of the play, but
yeah, I think he wanted to get it just a little bit deeper. I think he wanted to kick it high and give his team a chance to maybe get out and make a play.
Riley Gross out of the empty backfield, flags flying. This play is going to be stopped. A little bit of movement early, perhaps. As
slot man Kevin moving right before the snap.
And you see the false start. Robert Albury is our referee today out of North Platte. It's a mainly North Platte crew, although one Imperial native on there to break up the North Platte influence. A good crew today, as they all are in these NSAA championships. The best of the best get the chance to officiate these championship games, and we've seen some well officiated games through day one of this NSAA championships here at Memorial Stadium.
I don't think we'll see 14 penalty discrepancy at the end of this one.
First down and 15 from the 32. They give to the motion man. Sweeping around is Christian Victor, and Victor out near the 40-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the carry for Victor, the 2nd leading rusher on the night squad this year.
Play made popular years ago by Oklahoma. Called it the flash play and now called it the jet play, but this thing is purely speed. That motion man coming from the far side on a dead run. Timing is important there, and if you can get the dead speed and the handoff going the right way, you can pick up good yardage, just as they did right there.
Well, you've got to go wide to get all the formations in on the shot from this Archbishop Bergan squad. Is 2 wide left, and a quick swing pass out of the backfield looking for some running room is Boggs, and Boggs not going to get much. And a 40 to the 41-yard line, just a 1-yard gain on the play, and a penalty flag thrown at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a clip. Pushing the back out there on the edge.
trying to just get it to that edge as they talked about they did, but again the penalty comes up, and excellent pursuit by St. Cecilia on the play, just to basically shut the play down.
As you see our referee Robert Alberry, David Legatt, Kellen Fortcamp, Justin Lacey, and Brent Rugow with our Red Hat Rick Stromer today, part of our great officiating crew.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Going the wrong way, Archbishop Bergan after that illegal block in the back, second down and 17, put the ball back at the 30, and they need the 47 for a first.
Well, we talked about the Bluehawks defense and how well they performed offensively against the rush, or defensively against the rush and the pass. Here's a play.
Some pressure coming, Gross in trouble again, and he's sacked for the second time today. Boy, Gross had nowhere to go, finally brought down at the end of the play by Jordan Consbrook, but there was pressure coming early from Ryan Sheehy that really forced the issue.
It's been pressure pretty much on the day so far here in the early going, but this defense allowing 99 yards rushing per game and just 66 yards passing per game. Excellent numbers.
Been trailing 3-0 and facing another 3rd and long. Faced one on their first possession, unable to come up with anything, and then on 4th down had the punt blocked. Gross to throw on 3rd and 20. Going deep down the near sideline. Boggs is there, and Boggs makes a tremendous catch at the 48-yard line of St. Cecilia, first down.
I don't know what was better, the catch or the throw. Off of 1 foot, the heave down the right sideline, and Boggs went up. He knew he was going to get blasted. The safety came over for help, and Boggs went up and made a great play, using his hands and getting it at its highest point before coming down with it, and a big conversion to move the sticks.
25-yard gain on the play from Gross to Boggs, his 23rd reception of the year. And it's a first down at the Bluehawk 48-yard line. Gross, quick screen, looking for blockers. Dolish got one, and Dolish down near a first down, just about a half-yard short at the 39-yard line. And we talked with Ron Beacom, the head coach of Archbishop Bergan, earlier about his quarterback, Riley Gross.
Riley's a 3-year starter for us as a senior, and honestly, his experience is obviously one of his greatest strengths. He'll be starting his 36th game today. With us being here 2 years ago, and so it's a tremendous asset to have in a quarterback and a signal caller and a trigger puller, especially in an offense like ours where we rely on him to make so many decisions.
When he mentions those decisions, you saw a great decision made right there by Gross. Held it in the belly as long as possible, then pulled it out and got the first down.
Yeah, they ran that power set, 2 tight ends, running that belly to the right side, and reading, and that's experience. May see it again here, no?
Screen pass, catch on the edge. Nice move made down to the 30-yard line. Matt Sleister. Another good gain of 6 yards, and that one big pass play seems to have ignited this offense, Matt.
Well, and you talk about that jet motion that we saw earlier. Look, you fake it here to the left side. You have to keep everybody honest by throwing it back to the right there. And it just makes it really tough on a defense to know which direction they're going to go, and everybody has to stay home. It kind of keeps the defense on their heels a bit.
Swing pass, Boggs with blockers in front. Boggs has a first down and more at the 20. Cuts back inside the 15 and down to the 14-yard line. 16 through the air to Josh Boggs, and the Bergan Knights are knocking on the door.
Ran for over 800 yards, did Josh Boggs on the year. 5'6", 157, and he just kind of got to thread his way through here. Excellent block on the perimeter right there, and now it's up to Boggs as he just kind of threads the needle down close.
First down, Gross to throw, wings it, and it was knocked away at the 9-yard line. Good coverage down there by Joe Groffel, the middle linebacker, who broke that pass up.
Sometimes the cold can really get to you as a wide receiver. And I know these guys are used to practicing in it and playing in it a little bit late in the season, but it's pretty cold out there today. You got to make sure and keep those hands warmed up.
Second down and 10 and a whistle. Officials are going to stop this one for the moment. 4:07 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Hastings St. Cecilia. Archbishop Bergan certainly in field goal range. They've got a kicker they're confident in Tanner Anderson. A penalty against Bergan is going to mark it off.
61 line.
Another 5 yards.
Tough one right there. Again, you're right there just inside the 15. Backs you up. It just changes your whole philosophy and what you need to do right here. Obviously, you want to get in the score. They can pick up a first down just inside the 5, right at the 4, but you back it up 5 yards and just a bit of a cloud on the offensive mind. Try to shake it off and go again.
2nd and 15 from the 19-yard line. Empty backfield, Gross with time. Looking down for the end zone. It's a touchdown, Connor Hotovy. 5th touchdown catch of the year, and Archbishop Bergan takes the lead.
What a throw and catch. That's an offense that knows how to throw the football. Watch Gross here set himself in the pocket. That ball's in the air a long time, and he threw it before the break, and wow.
He threw it
just
right
a perfect in-stride throw and catch.
He threw it right in the face of the pressure, too, which makes it all the more remarkable. Nice work. Here comes the kick.
And a high snap, and the kick partially blocked, so it'll stay at 6-3 as Anderson's extra point is blocked, and that size up front coming through again for Hastings St. Cecilia. But we'll watch the touchdown throw one more time from Gross.
Hands up, pressure is there. Ought to be on that kind of a deep crossing route and able to make that grab. Terrific work by that offense.
And a celebration and some smiles on the sidelines for Archbishop Bergan. Big Red Wrap-Up won't be seen tonight at its regular time due to the NSAA football championships. Instead, the wrap-up can be seen on Wednesday night with a look back at Saturday's game at Texas A&M. This week's special, and I mean special guest, will be Matt Davison. Plus, we'll look ahead to Friday's game with Colorado, Nebraska's last regular season game in the Big 12. Join us for Big Red Wrap-Up this Wednesday at 7 Central right here on NET1 and NET HD. We are rolling out the Big Red Wrap-Up carpet for Matt Davison this week, and I tell you what, the excitement around NET has been building for weeks with news that Matt Davison will be there tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, I'm convinced that those callers that supposedly call in with those questions, I'm pretty sure you come up with most of those anyway.
I do. I make them up.
They're pretty difficult.
I make up most of those questions. It's trying to trap you on the air. Sometimes we succeed.
You're telling all of our secrets here.
I know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be mentioning that.
Yeah, word.
6-3, Archbishop Bergan with the lead. The kickoff taken by Kissinger from the 9. Kissinger to the 20. Trying to get out of some trouble, and Kissinger just wriggles forward to that 23-yard line. And Hastings St. Cecilia back to work on offense against this Archbishop Bergan defense that's now working with a lead.
Indeed it is, and Hastings just gave up that score. That's what they've given up on average all year, 6 points. So let's see how it prevails from here, but they're back with the football now, their turn. But man, I tell you what, Bergan uses all of the field, don't they, guys? My word, they're all over it. Side to side, throwing the ball, running the ball. Every inch of grass they're going to use.
First down and 10 from the 23-yard line. Jackson motions out of the backfield. The give is to Groffel. Groffel looking for some running room, and he's out near the 30-yard line. And a good gain on the play of almost 7 yards. And Carl Tesmer, the head coach, talked earlier with us about his quarterback, the junior Phil Hamburger.
Phil's had an outstanding year. You know, he's thrown for over 1,000 yards, and he's right almost at 1,000 yards rushing. So he's kind of a double threat. The interesting thing about Phil is that he took over the starting position halfway through the first game because he and another junior were battling out for quarterback, and Simon Ostrander went down with a knee injury, and Phil took over, and he's got us through 12 games. So he's a good option quarterback. He throws the ball well. We run a lot of play-action passes with him, and when he's on and getting her going, he makes our offense click.
Well, he's done a very good job taking over that starting quarterback spot. Hard to complain about a guy's work when he takes your team to another state championship game. Third down and a long 2 for Hastings St. Cecilia. Ball just across the 30-yard line. Hamburger pumps. Wants to go deep down the near sideline, looking for Kissinger, and the ball juggled and incomplete. Kissinger had to wade through some tight coverage from Boggs and Anderson, and almost pulled in the long pass.
And Hamburger taking a big hit right at the end, so throwing that ball fairly well under the pressure that he received, and almost a great catch right there. I tell you, Bergan continues to stack the people up front there. 8-man front, 9-man front, trying to stop that run of St. Cecilia. That play, just a long incompleter, and here's the punt.
Kissinger ready to punt it away. Double safeties back for Archbishop Bergan. Fair catch signaled for and bobbled a bit, but covered up at the 38-yard line. So Bergan with decent field position. 2:11 remaining in this first quarter of play, and a 6-3 lead for the Archbishop Bergan Knights. And Matt, that offense, after the big pass play, started to show a little bit of momentum on that touchdown drive.
Well, they just make you cover the entire field, as Adrian was saying, and you know, they have some speed out there, and it's kind of the classic case of the big size of that defensive line and offensive line for St. Cecilia versus the speed and athleticism of Bergan. And right now, Gross is doing a good job of spreading the ball around and really making St. Cecilia defend the entire field.
From the 38, fumble on the play, the ball never held on to, and it's going to be, I believe, Hastings St. Cecilia ball, and it is.
Like Jordan Consbrook making that recovery.
Not sure it ever got into the belly of Boggs.
No, just a bad exchange right there. Here comes Consbrook, Brady 5. He moves well, 6'4", 240. He's a senior.
And a big break for the Bluehawks. Can they take advantage of the short field at the 38 of Archbishop Bergan? 4 wide receivers into the pattern. A screen pass to Kissinger, bobbled and covered up. That was a backwards throw, so that's going to be back at the 43-yard line. The lateral will lose 5 yards for Hastings St. Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely a lateral. Went backwards about 2 yards. And another negative play for St. Cecilia.
So the defense doing its job so far for the Bluehawks. Special teams has come up big. Just trying to get that offense clicking. Hamburger under center on 2nd and 15. Up the middle to Devin Ellie, and Ellie driven back as he gets to the 41-yard line. A sea of green led by Bubba Jacobs, that big defensive tackle. Also at the bottom of the pile, Connor Hodovy.
Just trying to continue to hammer that right side, left side. See it right here. Running that belly series. Trying to overpower, but not happening at that point.
3rd down and 13. There's Bubba. Junior, 64 tackles on the year in the middle of that line. He has done a great job of clogging up the middle for that Bergan Knights defense. And the give to Ellie, not much room again, and he popped out. The ball popped out, and it's going to belong to Archbishop Bergan. So the teams exchange fumbles, and the Archbishop Bergan Knights get the ball right back.
Looked like it would be a decent gain, and as ball carrier came down, the ball just scooted right out. There it is again. As we look at Ellie, and the ball is definitely out.
Ellie got hit pretty hard, and as he got hit, may have been a pop in that shoulder, Matt, maybe a stinger that forced him to drop that football.
Well, it could be, Kevin. I actually felt like when he went to make the cut, the right leg might have buckled just a little bit. It could be a lower leg injury on the right leg. He's limping just a little bit. I think he's going to be fine. But after a negative play on offense, then you come back with 2 fullback dives up the middle and turn it right back over to Bergan after getting the turnover, and couldn't convert St. Cecilia after getting the big fumble from the Bergan offense.
Now they like to concentrate on that right side. You got Nathan Susi, the right guard at 260, and then Zach Stirrup, as we've talked about, at 265. They're big guns on that right side, throwing the center at 295, and they like to move in that direction, but so far it has not paid a lot of dividends.
Riley Gross and that potent offense back out on the field. Gross on first down, flushed out. Receiver came back, nice catch by Sleister, and Sleister into Bluehawks territory with a first down. And a good pickup on the play of 13 yards from Gross to Sleister. And a good adjustment by this wide receiver, Matt Sleister, coming back when he saw his quarterback in trouble.
Well, it's the old scramble drill. And if you're a team that throws the ball a lot, then you know how to do that. The original play was not there. Gross bought some time for his wide receiver, and you'll see Sleister continue to work back to look towards the line of scrimmage and give his quarterback a target.
You'll also notice when he anticipates contact, both arms cover the football. So good all the way around for Matt Sleister.
On first down, Gross throws again. Another catch by Sleister, and look at that strength, powering his way near the marker and close to another first down at the 36-yard line of Hastings St. Cecilia. Impressive offense. When they get clicking, Gross makes some terrific decisions in the passing game.
Sleister's been a key receiver all year for this ball club. 57 receptions coming into the game. Here's another one right here as he heads upfield, positive yards after the catch. 57 receptions, 880 yards, 7 scores. Been their main go-to guy in the passing game.
8, I think, by just the naked eye. I think he's going to be short by a nose. And I was wrong.
Going to have it by about half the ball.
Well, that was...
Sun was in your eyes?
Well, they were in the chains were different over there on the other side.
Yeah.
Not lined up correctly.
You need to get your wide-angle lens on your eyes. Open up there.
The wind was blowing. That was probably a problem.
Sunspots.
Yeah.
I mean, there's first time I remember being wrong.
Oh, I know. You know, we have a list in the truck. We'll have to pull that thing out from last year. I believe it was at 37 last year. So, of course, you only did one game last year.
Keep taking more games from me every year. You know?
Winding down here as we wind our way towards the end of the first quarter at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. This has been a fun one so far in the Class C2 state championship game. Archbishop Bergan, after one quarter, leading 6-3.
Time Warner Cable is dedicated to the future of our nation's children. That's why we've launched our Connect a Million Minds initiative. We're asking adults to help us inspire kids through science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're achieving this through local partnerships with FIRST. Across the country, Time Warner Cable employees are helping bring FIRST robotics competitions to the areas we serve. The future of our nation and our children depends on math, science, and technology. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
At U.S. Bank, we support athletics, the arts, and anyone with a dream. Support that's not just about money. It's about investing our time and our care to make the most of the places we call home. That's the power of U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
NET Sports coverage of the 2010 NSAA Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, applauding the dedication, teamwork, and sportsmanship of Nebraska's high school athletes. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nebraskasoybeans.org. And by Time Warner Cable, inspiring young people to build the skills they need in science, technology, engineering, and math to become the problem solvers of tomorrow. Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska, alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davison, Larry Putney down on the field. I'm Kevin Kugler. Quarter number 2 underway in the Class C2 state championship. Riley Gross with a quick screen pass and a terrific open field tackle by Jace Jackson. Boy, if he does not trip up Josh Boggs, he's got a flank of blockers out front, and there's some running room, but a great play by Jackson.
He's done that 56 times this year, but this is just an incredible play by Jackson. Watch this. He gets away from the blockers somehow and then just knifes in there, and basically an arm tackle. A lot of times an arm tackle doesn't work, but did there. But terrific work by Jackson.
1 yard on the play and a flag down at the line of scrimmage. It's our referee, Robert Alberry. Signals offsides against Archbishop Bergan. Third penalty today against Bergan, 20 yards. So mark it off and move back that Bergan Knights offense, although big yardage plays haven't exactly daunted Riley Gross and company today. Converted on a 3rd down and 20 in that first quarter. Gross 8 for 10 for 100 yards passing and a touchdown.
Tremendous start for this offense, no doubt about it.
As Larry mentioned at the top of the broadcast, he came in 360 yards away from the all-class yard mark for a single season. Gross to throw on 2nd down, going deep down the right side. The pass knocked away. Really knocked away by Matt Sleister, who turned into a defensive back there to keep it out of the hands of Blake Brulliette.
Good position by Brulliette, as you saw. Catch it again here as this ball's going to go flying one more time. Brulliette in pretty good football position right there. Just got an interception swiped.
3rd down and 14 from the 40-yard line. Riley Gross with 4 receivers to the right side. Single wide out goes to the bottom of your screen to the left. And Gross on the quarterback keeper going nowhere. Nathan Susie and Joe Wallmeyer converged so quick to shut down that design draw play, and it's 4th down.
Well, you're trying to clear out the middle of the football field by putting 5 wide receivers out there. The defensive line was not fooled at all. The offensive line wants to give just a little bit of ground, get a piece of your guy, and then try to get to the 2nd level, but Gross had nowhere to go. Great play by Susie.
Susie moving well, 260. Moving extremely quickly out there.
Anderson to punt. Cody Jackson back at the 10-yard line. And flags are down again. Some movement up front once more. And if it's on Bergan, it's penalty number 4 in this first half. It is number 4 against Bergan, so move them back 5 more yards, and Bergan will still try to pin Hastings St. Cecilia deep in their own end, and that's been a good thing for the Bergan defense today, because Archbishop Bergan has held Hastings St. Cecilia to just 18 yards on 12 plays.
St. Cecilia has done a good job getting a push on these punts from Bergan. They better get a block on one of those big fellas, or they're going to block another one.
Anderson to punt it away. Good protection, but a wobbly punt. Ball bouncing at the 35, takes a little bit of a roll for Archbishop Bergan. A fortunate roll, as it will bounce down to the 27-yard line. And that's where Hastings St. Cecilia will start trailing 6-3 with 9:57 remaining in this first half. NET is your ticket to exciting sports action right in your living room. Help us deliver inspiring sports programming by joining the NET Sports Partners Club. Your contribution helps to ensure that your favorite sports programs continue for years to come. And you'll receive some great thank you gifts as appreciation for your support. Log on to netnebraska.org/sportspartners and become a member today. Hastings St. Cecilia starting from the 27-yard line, trailing 6-3. Hamburger in the shotgun on first down. On the throw as he rolls. Looking deep down the middle. Open is Kissinger. Kissinger's got it at the 30-yard line and is finally wrestled down inside the 20 at the 18. Matt Kissinger was all alone behind the defense, and Jerry Dolish saved the touchdown.
Dolish looking, he was peeking back into the offensive backfield on that coverage on that far right side. As Kissinger is going deep. We won't be able to see that here, but you'll see the wide, you'll see the separation here. Again, as Dolish was peeking into the backfield, lost track of where the receiver was, and he just peeled back and went the other way. Created that long completed pass.
45-yard completion. All the way down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. And Hastings St. Cecilia knocking on the door, trying to regain the lead, and Archbishop Bergan's going to take a timeout. After that devastating play from a previously dormant offense for Hastings St. Cecilia, but in these state championship games, you're dealing with 2 12-0 teams, things can change in a hurry, and they certainly did right there. Over the air, on the radio, or online, you can always stay informed with NET News. In-depth coverage from around Nebraska that matters to you. You have 24/7 access to the latest headlines, gavel-to-gavel coverage of the Nebraska unicameral, plus repeat broadcasts of public affairs programs. NETnebraska.org/news provides you with the information you need to know. In the office, at home, or in the car, you can always stay informed with NET News.
As a defender, you can peek in that backfield every now and then, but you cannot lose track of your assignment. In this case, that assignment, Matthew Kissinger. And he just kind of drifted back further and further away from Dolish as the play developed, but you've got to recover. And fortunately for Bergan, Dolish did recover and saved a touchdown.
Let's check in downstairs with our man on the field, Larry Putney.
Well, thanks, Kevin. You probably remember a conversation you had last year with head coach of St. Cecilia, Carl Tesmer. In his 35th year, he said, guys, I think this is it. This is going to be my last game. And I think you might have mentioned it last year, Kevin. Well, I talked to him before the game today. He said, yeah, you never know, but I think this one's it. I'm done after this.
I'm not mentioning it. I don't believe it. First down, good block out front. Cody Jackson to the 5. Cody Jackson close to the goal line and down at the 2. 16 yards on the scamper for the Bluehawks, the leading rusher, and it's 1st and goal, Hastings St. Cecilia.
Well, Kissinger came in motion and had a great block on the edge.
It's right here. I think it's Wallmeyer, I believe. Double check it here. Wallmeyer is out there along with, couldn't get that number right quick, but 2 excellent blocks to escort that play.
Cody Jackson over 1,200 yards rushing this year. 1st and goal from the 2. Fumbled snap picked up by the quarterback Hamburger, and Hamburger down at the 1-yard line. Boy, fortunate that that ball bounced right back near him and didn't roll away on the turf. And it'll be 2nd down.
Lucky that his knee wasn't down when he went down to get the ball. In fact, they're going to say he was.
Yeah, they're going to spot it 2 yards back.
They're going to say his knee was down when he went to reach down and pick it up. So big play there. A botched snap.
2nd and goal now from the 3. Hamburger on the sneak, trying to ride behind that big offensive line, stretching across the goal line. Did he get in? No signal yet, and it's a touchdown. What a stretch by Hamburger to get his 21st rushing touchdown of the year.
It's one thing you hear in football all the time, keep your feet moving, and that's what he did. Phil Hamburger kept his feet moving, got a little bit of assist on the backside there, and kept going forward, and finally gets it into the end zone, guys. And he was in the end zone. I was waiting for a whistle to blow, but didn't come. But great job, great persistence by that offense.
Long arms, long and lean.
Kissinger to try the extra point to make it a 4-point game. High snap, the extra point by Kissinger is no good. He missed the extra point, and it stays a 3-point game. That's a big miss, but watch the touchdown again with a big stretch.
Big stretch, big push. They keep going until that whistle blows, and the whistle was a little bit late, but hey, you keep going. It's up to the referee to make that call.
Well, it's time now for our NSAA Championship Trivia. Be the first person to email us at sports@netnebraska.org with the correct answer, and you'll win an NET Sports blue logo t-shirt, size extra large. Now, here's the question. What school won the first NSAA Class C2 State Football Championship in 1975? The first correct email to sports@netnebraska.org will win the NET Sports t-shirt. And remember, only one winner per household during the 2010 championships.
You'd think those guests on Big Red Wrap-Up might be able to snag a t-shirt.
Yeah, we've given one to every guest this year, but unfortunately last week was our last t-shirt for guests on Big Red Wrap-Up. Yeah,
right?
We made the promise that if Nebraska lost one more game this year, we were not giving out any more t-shirts, and then they went ahead and lost A&M.
Plus,
so
we only give out XLs.
Those are a little too big for me, aren't they?
Kissinger ready to kick it off. And a good kickoff driven over the head of the backs and into the end zone for a touchback. So out To the 20 comes Archbishop Bergan, trailing now 9-6 with 8:15 remaining in this first half. And that offense from Hastings St. Cecilia finally able to get things going a little bit, and both offenses have been sparked today by a long pass. Archbishop Bergan's was stymied early. They get the long pass. Offense starts clicking. Hastings St. Cecilia hadn't much on the board, just 18 yards of total offense, until that drive sparked by a big passing play.
And you'd expect that from Bergan, but perhaps not from St. Cecilia. It all counts up, all adds up. Here we go.
Gross to throw, little jailbreak screen set up for Jerry Dolish, and Dolish across the 25 to the 26-yard line, a 6-yard gain. And Matt, that passing game of Archbishop Bergan really serves as their running game.
It does. Those short passes out to the outside. They try to get some wide receivers blocking. Here they get a couple linemen out there to block out in front. And really, we've seen both of these offenses struggle at times, but on the scoring drives, it's been one big pass play that's kind of been an ignition for the offense.
2nd down and 4 from the 26-yard line. On the sweep, Christian Victor trying to turn the corner, leans forward, and is very close to a first down at the 30-yard line. Nice lean at the end by the senior Christian Victor.
Looks like he's going to be maybe just an inch or two short of the first down, create that 3rd down. But again, just a play based on speed, get to the corner, get that start up and get to the corner as fast as you can. And Victor did that, but just comes up short.
3rd and inches. Archbishop Bergan trying to convert on 3rd and short. Pressure coming. Great decision by Riley Gross. He pulled it right out of the belly of his running back, who paid the price for the late decision. A smoosh in the backfield by Nathan Susie, but Gross gets the first down. That is the smoosh.
I'd say he made the right read.
Does that go down to the book as a smoosh?
It does. That's an official statistic. A
new
smoosh.
stat.
That's one smoosh on the day.
Great stuff. There's some more of the razzle dazzle coming.
1st down and 10 from the 33. Again, Victor with the keep this time on that read, and Victor with a nice turn up near the 42-yard line, a pickup of almost 8.5 yards for Christian Victor.
You know, when you do that, Matt, when you're riding that guy out there, that gives you just not a multiple, but a couple of options until, you know, if you see the daylight, take it, or if not, give it to the guy. But man, that's good when you can do it that long.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's exactly right. And they create running lanes. Look at all the space out there outside.
2nd and 2 from the 41. Gross with the keep again, and Gross all the way up to the 48-yard line. Boy, is he good in that zone read game. And let's go downstairs to Larry Putney.
Well, guys, in this day of all kinds of extravagant ways of calling in plays, you know, Oregon uses the big signs and their sideline bands and signals and multiple people calling at him. Ron Beacom does it a little bit different. He hollers in first the formation, waits for them to get set, and then screams in the play, and he does it every single down at the top of his lungs. And I'm guessing by the end of the game, he has got no voice. It's the only way they bring in plays is by Ron Beacom yelling them in.
Wow.
Buy him a megaphone, Larry.
From the 48, 1st down. Gross in trouble, and Gross buried back at the 45-yard line. Nowhere to go that time. That big defensive line collapsing. Susie in there as the lead dog on that fight.
Stirrup around the action. Joe Wallmeyer around the action. Just shut down the play immediately. Creates a long second here. Those guys are tough to move out of there. Big, heavy, strong guys.
2nd down and 12 from the 46. Swing pass, looking for running room on the outside, and there's not much room out there for anywhere to go for Boggs as he tried to turn that corner, but some big bodies waiting for him as he got around that left side.
I wonder if next time they run that play, they take a look. That last time over there on the right side, the double set, there's just one defender over there on the double set. And you get that sort of matchup and you like that, you got a chance. You got a big chance to make it work.
3rd down and 10 from the 48. Gross. Catch made by Sleister. Can he fight for the extra yardage that he needs? It's going to be awfully close. Maybe a half yard shy as Sleister Trying to lean through 2 tacklers, going to end up just short.
And a decision now for Bergan. A great throw from Gross. Those two have a pretty good connection, don't they? Bring up a 4th and 1.
And I think Ron Beacom is yelling in, go for it, from the sideline. Trio of receivers on the left side. Victor on the sweep. Victor gets the carry. Can he turn the corner? He can, and a first down. Oh, what a job done by Victor to power through what looked like it was going to be a tackle on the edge by Blake Brouillette.
Yeah, Brouillette had a chance to stuff this one and get the ball back for St. Cecilia. But Victor was able to get out of the tackle and kind of tiptoe his way down the sidelines and actually picked up about 5 yards.
When he first took that handoff, let's see if we can pick it up here. There's a lane right there. See it? There's a lane right there. But again, that'd be pretty asking a lot of that youngster to pick that up that quick.
Gross to throw, Sleister to catch, Sleister with room, and Sleister with another first down. At the 27-yard line of Hastings, St. Cecilia, the offense moving again for Archbishop Bergan. We talked with Ron Beacom earlier about the strength of this potent offense.
We feel our biggest asset is our speed. We got pretty outstanding skilled kids, we feel. You know, it all starts again with our trigger puller, our signal caller, and Riley. And Josh Boggs is a running back, and he's a 3-year starter for us. Christian Victor is a 4-year starter for us. Plays a running back / wing back type player for us. And at 215 pounds, running about a 4.7 40, he's kind of a tough kid to bring down.
And tough kid to bring down, Matt Sleister there, and he almost made a terrific catch across the goal line with great coverage by Hastings St. Cecilia in the back corner of that end zone. Matt Kissinger out there.
Indeed, Kevin. He followed him all the way down the field and all the way across the field. So Matt Kissinger, Jr., stayed with it the whole way. It's a good thing he did because that ball was available there, and if he catches it, it is a touchdown. But Kissinger, excellent work, good coverage, good persistence.
2nd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. Archbishop Bergan trailing in this C2 championship game 9-6. Gross running the option. Gross will keep, but not much running. Ryan Sheehy made sure of that as Gross gets maybe a yard to the 26-yard line. Pretty impressive drive here, guys. Started back at the 20-yard line. That was the 12th play of the drive. Now the 13th play coming up here from the 27-yard line. Gross over the middle, nice catch, and another first down and more inside the 15-yard line before being pushed back. Connor Hodovy, who caught the touchdown pass earlier today, comes up with a big 3rd down conversion. Now 3 for 6 on 3rd down, Archbishop Bergan.
Well done play. They ran Victor in motion, ran him out in the flat, and it took that attention away.
Let's go downstairs and check in again with Larry.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Down here with guys who played on that 2008 team that was down here the last time. 2007 is when Coach put in this new offense at Bergan. Now, when he did that, you were a fullback, about a 1,000-yard rusher. When he said, hey, we're going to put in the spread, what did you think?
You know, I really didn't know what to think at first. We'd always been a power team, and to kind of spread the defense out, that was something new to all of us. And moved to running back, and that really wasn't working out. So got put in the line after that and had some fun on these screen blocks.
That's Jordan Bardorf. Jordan Bardorf, he was part of that 2007 team the first time you put in the spread offense. And so you go from a running back at about 1,000 yards a carry to an offensive lineman. Did you look at Coach kind of funny?
You know, I did at first, but we were having a lot of success with it. So I hopped on board, and it was a fun ride.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Larry, thank you. That is a huge change. Go from running back to line.
Awfully productive.
No doubt about that. 2nd down and 7.
Takes a guy that's really committed to your team to do that too. That's pretty incredible.
Gross swing pass, trying to find some running room on the edge. A flag is down as Boggs is down near the 5-yard line, but that flag thrown right in the direction of holding on the edge.
Well, as I watch this Bergan offense, the word relentless just keeps coming into my mind. They just go one way, they go the other, they throw it. They just show you a lot of different looks. Ron Beacom, a multiple number of offensive plays and the things he can do. Bergan moving back.
And that's going to make it an even longer field goal if in fact St. Cecilia can slow this offense down.
.121 remaining in the first half. Archbishop Bergan trying to grab the lead before halftime if they can punch it into the end zone. Both teams with good kickers and good distance. Tanner Anderson for Archbishop Bergan's hit a 40-yarder this year. And they'll feel comfortable running him out there anywhere from 40 on in. 2nd and 19 after the penalty, back at the 24-yard line of Hastings St. Cecilia. Gross looking deep towards the end zone. The pass is deflected and it's intercepted. Matt Kissinger picks it off in the end zone to end the Archbishop Bergan threat.
Blake Brulette down there initially. He was the coverage in front, number 8 for St. Cecilia. He had his hands up in the air, and you'll see it here now. Watch number 8 going to be in front of the play. Right there. He gets his hands on it right to his teammate. Terrific work. The old tip drill works once again.
Trying to hit Connor Hodovy for the 2nd time today, but this time St. Cecilia up to the challenge, and now with 1:06 and 3 timeouts, Hastings St. Cecilia takes over at the 20-yard line. Hamburger on the option. Hamburger turns it upfield, and Hamburger tripped up with a first down at the 32-yard line. Good turn by Phil Hamburger and a good scamper of 12. Well, coming up at halftime here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, we'll look at another one of the exciting events that have happened this fall in the NSAA Girls Softball Championships with Jim Angeli, plus first half highlights and stats. That's all coming up at the half. From the 32-yard line, first down and 10, and not much there up the middle for Ruffle, the fullback, and a timeout taken at the 34-yard line with 43 seconds to go. And a 9-6 lead for Hastings St. Cecilia. Well, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to know what you think of our coverage. Send us an email and let us know about what you're seeing on these NSAA high school championships. If you value statewide NET television, let us know and let our sponsors know by writing to sports@netnebraska.org. We thank you for watching the NSAA football championships on NET, NET HD, and on the web at netnebraska.org. As you know, NET is Nebraska's home for sports. We're excited to have you with us. Another very busy day for our terrific NET sports crew, most of whom were here yesterday. Matt and I got Monday off, but our crew did not. They were out here bringing you all the sights and sounds. Another chilly day yesterday at Memorial Stadium, and they are the best crew in the biz, do a terrific job, and we're thrilled to have them as part of putting these pictures on the air for you so you can see exactly what's going on every single minute of these NSAA high school championships.
Aid, you go the whole marathon, man. All 6 of them.
It's football. If it's football, you got to be there. Larry Putney down on the sidelines, also part of the crew.
2nd down and 8 from the 34-yard line, and up the left side for about 6 yards goes Bryce Faber, the senior, gets the carry, his 10th carry of the year. Clock continuing to run, 3rd down and 2 from the 40-yard line. Hastings St. Cecilia appearing to be happy just to go in with that 3-point lead at halftime. Clock continuing to run. Hamburger on 3rd down and 2. And a give up the middle and nowhere to go. What a stuff by TJ Bodorf. And now with 1 second to go, Archbishop Bergan's going to take a timeout, make him punt.
Straight up right here, Bodorf immediately in, beating the block immediately at the line of scrimmage, and making that tackle.
1 second remaining in this first half. And if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, go to netnebraska.org/sports or call 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Be sure to specify the sport, school, and class when ordering by phone. It's a lasting memory for the entire family. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. NET Sports crew, boy, they've been busy the last couple of weeks. Big Red wrap-up tomorrow night for the crew before a much-deserved Thanksgiving break.
I don't know if that truck's ever going to cool off, is it? Stay hot for the whole week.
1 second to go. And Kissinger to punt it away. Archbishop Bergan hoping to get a block or a return, some big play, and instead no punt. It will just be a snapback to Phil Hamburger, who takes a knee, and halftime is here with Hastings St. Cecilia hanging on to a 9-6 lead after one half of play in the C2 state championship. A very evenly matched and entertaining first half. Contrasting styles, but those styles have played well against each other here.
Numbers pretty equal for each of the teams. Hastings 106 and Bergan 165.
Larry Putney is standing by with the head coach of Archbishop Bergan, Ron Beacom. Larry.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, kicking game early. The block punt led to 3, and then your punt's been struggling. You missed the extra point.
Yeah, you know, our kicking game's been a strength all year, though. You know, things happen. They're so big up front. You know, we took a little longer to get that punt off than what we probably should have, and they had enough penetration that, you know, when you're 6'7", 6'8", you get your hands in there, and we didn't get it up high enough. So it's a good play for them.
Offensively, after the first couple of series, it looked like you settled down and got things going.
Yeah, you know, we probably got too fancy in our game plan. Thought we needed to make some things happen, so we had a couple things early that we wanted to try, and it didn't work, and we put ourselves in a bad situation. We actually got a little bit of a flow with what we've been trying to do for the last 2 weeks. The kids seem to settle down a little bit more and actually executed really well. So one of those deals where Coach outthought himself.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Ron Beacom, the head coach of Archbishop Bergan, his team trailing at halftime 9-6 to Hastings St. Cecilia. More from Memorial Stadium in a moment on NET Sports.
I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna feel today, feel today, feel today. I just wanna feel something today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today.
Always there when the day begins. And we exist to generate your power, deliver it safely, and answer your call. We are always there through snow and storm. We reconnect lives and make things brighter for your family and ours. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Billboard's top world music artist, Celtic Thunder, returns with their all-new dazzling special, Celtic Thunder Christmas.
Sunday, November 28th at 8:30 Central on NET1 and NET HD. Plus, tune in to find out how you can meet the members of Celtic Thunder.
State High School Football Championships. Hastings St. Cecilia with a 9-6 lead over Archbishop Bergan. A very entertaining first half, and I'm sure an entertaining conversation here with Assistant Director of the NSAA, Jim Angeli, as we look back at some of the great events that have happened over the course of the year in softball. Another terrific year in Hastings, and not the weather issues that you had a year ago.
Not the weather issues. You know, when we have 3 beautiful sunny days, it makes me a whole lot smarter. So, yeah, absolutely. We didn't have to put up with the rain, pushing the tournament back, and so it was just a wonderful 3 days in Hastings.
Well, congratulations to you for that weather control. Let's talk about the tournament, though. Some surprises, some regulars. What have we seen so far?
Well, absolutely. We had a great tournament in terms of some surprises, but in Class A, if you want to start there, no surprise. Papillion La Vista wins its 13th state title. They go on and have a great 6-2 win over Millard South. They end up the year 28-4. And then in Class B, Blair wins its 3rd straight state title. They get a 2-run single from Katie Rui in the bottom of the 7th to win that game 2-1 over Bennington. Blair and Bennington went back and forth all season long in that Class B class, and Blair ends up 25-5 to win again. And the big surprise was Class C, Wahoo. They did a great job. They end up winning their first state title in Class C. They win 12-4 over Ashland Greenwood, and they'll probably be the favorite next year. They've got their pitcher Aubrey Volbrell back again for her senior year.
Well, looking at some of the highlights of the action out in Hastings this year, one thing I'm noticing in every one of these shots, a lot of people out there. How was the attendance this year?
We actually did very well attendance-wise. It's the best crowd we've had out there in the 4 years at Hastings. Drew around 5,100 people officially paid, and that puts us about 6th overall all time in terms of attendance. So things are kind of growing out there in Hastings. It keeps moving forward, and people are kind of getting used to that venue change. And, you know, once you go out there to the Smith Complex, you see it's a great facility.
Well, and of course, all credit to Jim Angeli for the terrific weather that you drew up for those days in Hastings to make that tournament such a success. Now, the contract is up for the softball tournament in Hastings. When can we expect a decision on where the tournament will be the next couple of years?
Well, what we'll do after the Thanksgiving break is Dr. Shanahan and I will sit down and we'll issue the request for proposals to the various communities. We know Omaha is interested. They had it for a long, long time before it went out to Hastings. Hastings is interested in having the championship again, and there's a brand new complex in Bellevue that we've gotten some rave reviews over. And so we'll listen to the community's proposals, see what they come with to the board in about January or February, and then we'll let our board of directors make that decision.
See those champions, Papillion La Vista again in Class A, Blair in Class B, and Wahoo in Class C. We talk dynasties sometimes throughout the sports world in NSAA, and you've seen some. Howell certainly yesterday qualifies as one. Papillion La Vista may be the most recognizable of all the sports across the board in the NSAA for the dominance they've shown in softball.
Absolutely. You know, when you've had 18 state titles that you've crowned in Class A, and Papillion La Vista has won 13 of them, and the rest can be spread out over Millard North, Lincoln Southeast, and, you know, 2 by Lincoln Southwest. It's absolutely amazing what they have done. Todd Peterson's done a great job of continuing that program and just keeping it rolling. They get good pitchers, and it just keeps working for them.
Jim Angeli, Assistant Director of the NSAA, another successful softball season throughout the state of Nebraska. Jim, it's always good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Good to see you too, Kevin.
We're at halftime of the Class C2 State High School Football Championships, the lead 3 for Hastings St. Cecilia.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. There's a few things you need to do to find the school that's the right fit for you.
Yeah, like thinking about your career interests and then researching colleges that fit those interests.
And going to college fairs and talking with college representatives that visit your school.
And most importantly, you should visit the schools that interest you. After all, you wouldn't buy a pair of shoes without trying them on first, would you?
You know, many years ago when I was about 8 years old, I got the opportunity to watch a box turtle behind my house lay her eggs. And watching that turtle go through all that effort, it just piqued my curiosity, and I wanted to learn more and read more. My entire job is science. I want children to get connected with science and utilize the technology and the engineering abilities, because each one of us has the ability to change the world.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
A diesel-powered engine on a farm works hard and operates in a grueling environment. Soy biodiesel fuels stand up to the challenge of powering farm equipment but are also renewable and environmentally responsible as well. The Nebraska Soybean Board is committed to encouraging the use of soy biodiesel to protect the environment and sustain Nebraska's agriculture. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Ndamukong Suh is perhaps the best defensive player in the history of Husker football. When you join the NET Sports Partners Club now with your gift of $80, we'll thank you with this limited edition coin that pictures Ndamukong on one side and his long list of accomplishments on the other. Explore all the benefits of the Sports Partners Club today.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The C2 state championship game at halftime with Hastings St. Cecilia leading Archbishop Bergan 9-6 alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davis, and I'm Kevin Kugler. Larry Putney down on the field as well as we are at the half, and a very entertaining first half, Aid, with some great plays on both sides of the football. As you take a look at the highlights from this first half, and a first half that has seen an awful lot of very, very hard hits and some very nice runs and movement of the football from Archbishop Bergan.
Well, we talked about the variation or the variety of Bergan's offense, Kevin. That's been so entertaining, and we continue to see them there. Matt Slicer on the carry, and now Connor Hunterby is going to take the touchdown pass over that outside shoulder. Wonderful work right there by that young man.
And for Hastings St. Cecilia, boy, that big line up front, defensively and offensively, has been a big part of this game.
That was Zach Stirrup on that tackle right there. Good job. But Kevin, I've never seen a team, not never, but very rarely do you see a team at this level that really uses all of the field like Bergan has done. They're very entertaining, and again, multiple looks. Long pass here. Went for, 40-some yards?
A big pass play from both offenses really sparked it, but then the touchdown lean by Hamburger to put Hastings St. Cecilia on top. A attempt for a leading score at the end, but it's picked off in the end zone by Kissinger, and you see the numbers at halftime. Archbishop Bergan, 165 total yards, 105 yards of total offense for Hastings St. Cecilia. Obviously, Archbishop Bergan working through the air, and the first down's in favor of Archbishop Bergan, but most importantly, the score in favor of Hastings St. Cecilia, and they'll trade those stats for the lead, eh?
Absolutely. The numbers are good to talk about, but the only one that really does count, which you just said, what is the score, who's up, who's down. So we got an interesting, and again, we'll talk about an entertaining second half to look at here, and it's going to be a very, very good time here at Memorial Stadium.
Hastings St. Cecilia with a 9-6 lead in this C2 state championship. The second half straight ahead on NET Sports.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. Across Nebraska, the nation, and everywhere in between, U.S. Bank provides financial, trust, and investment services to individuals, large corporations, and small businesses. Wherever you go, whether it's in person, on the phone, or on the World Wide Web, you'll find U.S. Bank. You'll find more than 50,000 U.S. bankers, home of the 5-star service guarantee.
Farmers rely on it. Businesses depend on it. Families trust it. It is public power. And at NPPD, we know Nebraskans don't take it for granted. That's why every dollar is reinvested into the system. The power plants, transmission lines, and utility employees that deliver safe and reliable electricity to you. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us, together with your local public power utility.
What inspired me to pursue a career in technology was the fact that I have kids. We need the internet. They wouldn't be able to do any of their research without it. It's really important for our children to think science and technology is important. I believe that all kids should look towards technology because that's where the world is going. Get involved in all of the science activities because all of that experience can lead you a long way.
To find out what you can do to inspire a young person, visit connectamillionminds.com.
You're watching NET Television.
Along with Adrian Fiala, I'm Kevin Kugler. The next Big Red Wrap-Up is on Wednesday.
And Kevin will recap Nebraska's game with A&M, and our special guest will be former Husker and receiver analyst Matt Davison.
Don't forget the Wrap-Up is on Wednesday right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports. Alongside Adrian Fiala, Matt Davison, Larry Putney, I'm Kevin Kugler. Hastings St. Cecilia with a 9-6 lead over Archbishop Bergan as we start this second half here at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, and a very exciting first half and a lot of offense for Hastings St. Cecilia and Archbishop Bergan via the big play, and a game that looks like between two very evenly matched teams as we get set for the start of the second half. Let's head downstairs. Larry Putney is standing by with the veteran head coach of Hastings St. Cecilia, Carl Tesmer.
Well, Coach, you got some good special teams play, led to 3 points. Talk about how you did in the first half.
Well, thank goodness for that. And then, we came up with some big plays on defense. We haven't figured out a way to stop them really entirely. We've just come up with big plays. And if we could just get something going on offense right now, the yards inside are just tougher than heck. And so, if we could get a little offense going, I think it'll take a little pressure off our defense. Right now, our defense has been on the field an awful lot.
What do you have to do here in the second half? What are you going to switch up to get some offense?
Well, we try and go with a few things that worked for us in the first half, and maybe try and get outside a little bit more. Most of the stuff we've been trying to do has been inside, and we've had a little luck going outside, so we're hoping for that.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Carl Tesmer, will this be the year that he finally steps down? He says every year he's going to step down. He told Larry, this might be the year. I don't know why he'd leave. He's doing a tremendous job with this Hastings St. Cecilia squad. He's really had them rolling. Champions last year in C1 and a chance for a championship here, 1.5 away in Class C2.
Yeah, it's tough to leave what you love, and Carl loves this game. He loves coaching high school football, and you can't blame him a bit. He talked about trying to get the rushing game going. On the year, they average just about 280 yards a game rushing. Right now at the half, they have just 49. So they have continued to hammer inside, as he talked about, behind Susie and Sterrup. And it appears, or it sounds like at least, they're going to try to get going to the flanks. We'll see if that happens here in the second half. They just haven't had much luck up inside with their power game.
And we'll see if that size starts to take over here, Aid, in the second half. They have the big size advantage up front. So you'd think maybe as the course of the game goes on that maybe they'd be able to lean on Bergan a little bit and get some bigger holes up front. But, you said it, Kevin, it was pretty close there in the first half. Obviously, the score is tight, and it just feels like maybe one play here or there might be what decides the C2 state champion.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
About ready for that second half to begin in this C2 state championship. Hastings St. Cecilia, Archbishop Bergan, both 12-0 on the year, trying to win that state championship. Here in this second half, 9-6 the lead for the Bluehawks. What a first half for Riley Gross, 13 of 18, 141 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. One interesting note, Bergan ran 33 offensive plays in that first half. Hastings St. Cecilia only 21 offensive plays. So that Bergan offense has been on the field an awful lot longer today than that Hastings St. Cecilia offense, and a time of possession disparity, 15-20 to 8-40 in time of possession for Archbishop Bergan.
And that puts additional pressure on your defense, as those numbers would indicate. See if those things get turned around here in the second half. Hastings St. Cecilia will kick off to Bergan. They will get the ball again to start it up, and again, a very entertaining offense to watch. A lot of variety in their offense. They do a lot of different things.
It will be Archbishop Bergan starting with the football in this second half. Back deep, Christian Victor waiting to return for the Knights. And our second half is underway in the C2 championship. Victor from the 2, bobbles it, muffed it into the end zone. And Victor going to run it out of the end zone in some big time trouble, and Christian Victor's not going to get out to the 5-yard line. And now they're going to wave that one back, and they're going to say a touchback. So it went into the end zone. They're going to call it a muff, and it will be a touchback out to the 20-yard line.
Fortunately for Bergan, it will be ruled that way. So a little more room to operate there, but Victor just not sure what he should do with the football.
Once the ball goes into the end zone in high school, you cannot bring it out, whether or not you touched it outside of the goal line or not.
Once it was ruled a muff and not a fumble, then the play was officially a touchback. So to the 20-yard line goes Archbishop Bergan, 1st down and 10. Gross to throw. Quick screen. Nice catch by Victor. Victor with a block. Rolls over a tackler and out near the 35-yard line. Terrific play by Christian Victor. Had to pluck that one off the field turf and then motored upfield for nearly 15 yards.
Watch this catch here by Victor. Ball's down low, and it's just a fingertip grab by Victor. He's had a good year catching the football. 38 receptions coming into the ball game. Just over 600 yards, and also running the ball well, as we've seen here today. So both spectrums here, rushing, catching. Christian Victor, senior, 5'9", 206 pounds, really has done well.
From the 35, 1st down and 10. Run up the middle, good gain up near the 41-yard line, and a good push up front by that undersized offensive line to give Josh Boggs some room to run.
Yeah, when you spread everybody out across the field, it just allows nice running lanes in there, and Bergan looks like they made some adjustments at halftime, came out with some of the plays they thought would work according to the way St. Cecilia was lining up defensively.
2nd down and 6 from the 39. Gross on the option, pitch to Victor, and Victor bowled over at the 40-yard line. Tremendous job defensively, and Victor still down.
Took a shot, just usually those kind of plays, it's a shot right into the thigh area. See what happens here. Nice pitch right there. A glancing blow sometimes.
Nice tackle by Blake Juliet, shedding that block out there and able to make the play in space. 3rd down and 6 from the 39. And a good catch by Matt Sleister right across the 1st down marker at the 46-yard line. Moved the chains again. Bergan 4 for 7 now on 3rd down today.
Just a strike thrown out there from Gross. He and Sleister, you could tell they've done this throughout the summer for a couple of years, and their timing is on, and Gross is always looking for Sleister down the field.
For Sleister, his 7th reception in the ballgame thus far. A long ways to go here in the 2nd half, but this Bergan team just standing on the pedal. They are not giving up at all as far as, you know, kind of a conventional type of offense, just on the move, on the move. A lot of different looks.
1st down and 10 from the 46-yard line. On the sweep, Victor to midfield. 4 yards for Christian Victor. Gives him 28 yards on 6 carries today. Down and 6, Archbishop Bergan has won 1 state championship. That came all the way back in 1979, and that was in C1. They have never won a C2 state championship. Trailing 9-6 here, early 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 6, Gross. Quick screen pass, nice catch. Good read on the block. Sleister off to the races. Caught from behind inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. 21 yards on the play and a 1st down for Archbishop Bergan.
Working over that right side again over there with this pass play. Stirrup's going to come right from the right side there. Not able to get there in time, and then it's Sleister all the way, slicing right through that secondary.
He's a shifty little guy, isn't he?
Handles those feet well, you bet. Matt Sleister is a junior, 5'10", 159 pounds, and he can run and run well.
From the 29 of Hastings St. Cecilia on first down, Gross going to have to run out of some trouble, and Gross throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Christian Victor, but Gross just intended to get that ball out of his hands before he took a big sack.
Yeah, that was a good play by Gross just to get rid of it. Could have been a huge sack back around the 40-45 yard line. Instead, he got rid of it. Had two big fellas running after him over there. Sterrup being one of them.
Second down and 10 from the 29-yard line of Hastings St. Cecilia, opening possession of this third quarter. And a good drive for this Archbishop Bergan squad. Remember, they had a 15-play, 57-yard drive that ended on the interception in the end zone late in the first half. Gross to throw. And Gross throws a pick at the 15-yard line. Cody Jackson tripped up at the 20. The interception, the second of the day, thrown by Riley Gross, and that Hastings St. Cecilia defense comes up huge again.
This is nothing new for Cody Jackson. 7 interceptions on the year. Make it 8 now. Just playing that deep outside half here, as you're going to watch Gross look over the field, trying to float the ball on into the receiver, but bracketed coverage right there, and Jackson picks it off.
I tell you, it was a good tackle by Victor. There could have been a big return for Jackson.
From the 20-yard line, first down and 10. And on the sweep, Jackson with blockers out in front. Jackson turns the corner and out near the 28-yard line. Cody Jackson, good run and great blocking out front.
He's had a good year rushing the football. Over 1,200 yards, 24 touchdowns. Cody Jackson, throw that in with those interceptions, and this kid has really had a whale of a season for his team. He puts the ball upfield and gives it a nice down and distance right here. Second down, about 3 yards to go. Versatile down.
Motion coming across, Hamburger on the fake, and Hamburger close to a first down.
It's going to be right at the stake, pretty much. That might have just given it to him.
I think so. Faking that jet play, that flash play, and they're going to mark his forward progress right at the line, and indeed it is a first down. He needed to get there.
From the 30-yard line, first down and 10, 9-6 the lead for Hastings St. Cecilia with the football. Trying to add to that slim 3-point lead. Long way to go in this third quarter. Toss play, Jackson trying to find blockers. Jackson caught from behind and upended after about a gain of 1. Good pursuit from the backside. Victor was there. Also Tanner Anderson in on the stop.
Bergan just kind of stretched this thing out towards the sidelines. Tried to run the sweep to the wide side of the field. And in high school, the hashes are even outside where they are for college football. So there's a lot of room out there, but Bergan did a good job of running towards the sideline and stringing it out.
Second and 9 from the 31. Jackson again. Trying to bounce to the outside. Jackson got a great block on the edge, and Jackson shoved out of bounds right shy of a first down near the 40-yard line.
Matt Kissinger, Kevin, coming on that block you talked about on the edge. Gave him plenty of room to go. Watch here, number 2, right of your screen. And I guess we won't pick it up right there, but great block by Kissinger. Again, a 2nd and 1, or check it, 3rd and 1, beg your pardon.
Third down and short. Hamburger under center. Jackson, the first down and more. Jackson across the 45 and down to the 46-yard line. They needed 1, and they got 7 from Cody Jackson.
You know, when you run that triple I, Maryland I, as some people call it, the power formation, really kind of a great play to run. As you see it right here, you have 2 people up in front. You've got your line blocking, in front of you, and then you've got the extra blocking with 2 backs up there right in the hole, trying to pick off people as they come in. And you saw what happened right there. Picked up that first down very easily.
From the 46-yard line, first down and 10. Jackson again trying the middle this time, and he'll get yardage near the 49, about 3 yards for Cody Jackson. And Matt, you mentioned it coming out to start this second half, that it'd be interesting to see if that Hastings St. Cecilia line could start to assert itself here in this second half. And that looks like the plan for Carl Tesman.
Well, and we could have just seen this game really take a big change. You know, we saw Bergan go all the way down the field. We saw the interception there. Now you're seeing St. Cecilia really lean on Bergan, and it seems like they've kind of taken control of this thing. If they could go down and make it a 2-score lead in this thing, it'd be awfully difficult on Bergan as the clock continues to bleed as well.
Boy, terrific job there. Penetration right up the gut from T.J. Bottorff to shut down the run by Cody Jackson, and nothing doing for Jackson on that carry. It'll be third down.
Yeah, it looked like initially that play was going to make many more yards than what it did, but Bottorff just shut it completely down, as you said, Kevin. 39 tackles on the year for Bottorff, that is. 6'1", 240 pounds. He used all of it right there to just stop the ball carrier cold.
Third down and 6 from midfield. Hamburger flips it up into the air. The pass juggled and almost intercepted. Jerry Dolish had a shot off the ricochet, could not pull it in, and it's fourth down.
Well,
big stop.
Yeah, thrown a little bit behind and up and behind the receiver. You'll see it again as Dolish actually laying down, almost makes the play.
Almost kicked it up to himself. Now, who in the world would ever have a play like, look, it went off his leg and almost made a catch?
That's illegal.
It is illegal. No, you can't, especially in college. You know, I've seen many a player get kicked out of the game for something that dirty.
Big stop from the defense there for Bergan. That would have been huge if St. Cecilia could have gone down and got points.
And on fourth down, bad snap, trouble. St. Cecilia going to just try to run it out of there with Kissinger, and Kissinger is going to dive, and he's got the first down. The bad snap prompted them to run, and Kissinger able to get the first down at the 43-yard line.
And who would have thought the deep snapper might be the key to winning a state championship? The bad snap back to Kissinger, and he makes something out of nothing. Just as we said, Bergan gets the big stop. Here comes St. Cecilia with the game-changing play potentially if they could capitalize here.
A lot of times when you see that snap, the other team will peel off and go, and you don't really think about that kind of thing. But wow, what a heads-up play by Kissinger.
Here's Jackson through a hole on the right side, and Jackson down to the 38-yard line, 5-yard pickup for the leading rusher for the Bluehawks, Cody Jackson, who's over 50 yards rushing today, 52 yards on 10 carries for Jackson.
This is where if you have that big offensive line like St. Cecilia, you say, hey, this is the biggest game of your lives. Let's go out and win this thing for this team. If you could put a drive together here at the end of the third quarter and go up 2 scores, it looked like a big challenge for Bergan in the fourth quarter.
It's also a situation, Matt, where the defense is back on the field now, trying to measure up with all that heavy lean by Hastings.
Hamburger in trouble and going nowhere. No gain on the play for Phil Hamburger, and it's third down and 5 for Hastings St. Cecilia.
Take to the dive, and now I believe it was number 76 that straightened him right up there, Matt Jacobs.
And Austin Schmidt did a good job to turn him back inside when he tried to get to the edge.
Aid, you got to give that Fremont Bergan, Archbishop Bergan, excuse me.
You're showing your age.
Yes, I am. You got to give the defensive line a lot of credit for
they're hanging
in there against guys that are much bigger than they are, and to really do a good job against the run the way they have today is very impressive.
And then these last 2 series, it has been basically power football that St. Cecilia has been running. So yeah, they're leaning on them pretty good. The defense is hanging in there pretty tough.
A false confession, faked evidence, a murder mystery from Murdoch, Nebraska. Tonight at 10 on NET television, it's CSI on trial. How did a murder investigation put 2 innocent men in jail? We sift through confidential documents, listen to court testimony, and speak to people swept up in a stunning true-life crime drama. See what NET News uncovers when investigating a murder becomes a crime. Watch CSI on trial tonight at 10 Central on NET1 and NET HD. 9-6 St. Cecilia with 3:55 remaining in this third quarter. Each team only with 1 possession in this third quarter. A long drive by Bergan to start this third quarter, and now a long drive for Hastings St. Cecilia. This will be the 12th play of the current drive, facing a big 3rd and 5. Bergan got 1 stop already on the drive, and then the low snap forced a scramble on the fake or on the punt that turned into a first down. Can they get a second stop here? Motion coming from Jackson on 3rd down and 5. The give up the middle to the fullback, and spinning forward as Groffoli's got the first down.
Saw that long motion going right to left. As a defender, that'll catch your eye. You may hear maybe some kind of check call out there with that motion, and then boom, they just snap it, take advantage of that, and right up the gut. Results in a first down.
I think that was a little bit of a surprise play there, you know, to hand it to the fullback on a 3rd and 5. We've seen St. Cecilia roll out quite a bit in the passing game in that situation today. They just hit him with a quick hitter there.
First down and 10 from the 32. Hamburger trying to find some running room, maybe a half yard, if that. Great job up front again by Archbishop Bergan to stem that running play right when it started. Second down and 10 from the 32-yard line.
And you wonder, with some of the plays we saw in the first half from both of these offenses, particularly the long one we saw from St. Cecilia, if they come back to that at some point here in the second half. They're pretty conservative. They've only thrown it down the field once, and they got a big play out of it.
Second down and 10 from the 32. Quick screen pass. Kissinger breaks a tackle. Kissinger down the sideline, and he stepped out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line. It's going to be short of a first down by about 3.5 yards. Kissinger had some room, but couldn't walk the tightrope all the way.
Great throw over here to Kissinger. That's Mitch Swanson, number 10. Tough on the tackle right there, and again out of bounds. But wow, he threw a strike over there right now. It's got to happen fast. It happened fast enough that it's a nice pickup there. 3rd down.
This might be 4-down territory for St. Cecilia.
4 receivers into the pattern. 3rd down and a long 3, a short 4. The give up the middle to the fullback Groffel. The play that got him the first down, the last 3rd down. Going to end up a little bit short, I think, Matt. It looks like about a half yard shy of the first down.
Yeah, it's going to be really close. Right at the end, he fell forward, which got it to the point that they're at least going to have to measure for it. And it's going to be just by the nose of the ball one way or another.
You were wrong earlier.
I was.
I like to bring that up.
I think he's going to be just short.
Short about 6 inches.
So 4th down and inches to go. And you mentioned 4-down territory. I don't think there's any question for Carl Tesmer what he's going to do here.
I always like the quarterback sneak here. There's so many things that can go wrong with the exchange. You hand it off 2 yards deep. It's just that much further the ball carrier has to go.
Well, they're in that Maryland eye again, so kind of gives you an idea of what's coming here.
Hamburger under center on 4th and inches. The give to Jackson, and he's stuffed in the backfield. What a play by Christian Victor. Got into the backfield and buried Jackson. Loss on the play, turnover on downs, back to Archbishop Bergan. Wow.
Somehow Victor is able to get rid of the mayhem up in front. Usually on a play like that Maryland eye, you stack it up in there and you get, like I said, a couple extra people in that backfield that leads you up in the hole. Nobody could get a piece of him. Number 4, Christian Victor, and he makes that play, and the ball goes over on downs.
First down and 10 from the 24. Each team with one long drive in this third quarter and nothing to show for it. We're still at 9-6, right where we were at halftime. On first down, carry up the middle and nowhere to go. What a game from Nathan Susi today, Abe. He has really just dominated the interior of that defensive line for Hastings St. Cecilia. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, Susi has covered a lot of ground for the Bluehawks along with Stirrup. He's been very, very effective. Also, Joe Wallmeyer. But Susi really has been the key guy so far.
2nd and 9 from the 25. Quick pass out to Sleister, and Sleister in trouble. Down he goes. Read perfectly by Blake Bruliette. Waiting for Sleister to make that catch and dropped him right at the 25-yard line.
Blockers were coming, and Bruliette had to really get upfield quickly there to get to Sleister. Otherwise, he was going to get blocked by 2 or 3 big fellas coming out there to knock him out of bounds. And I think there would have been room for Sleister had the blocks gotten there, but Bruliette made a great play.
3rd down, 9 yards to go from the 25-yard line. Waning stages of this third quarter of play at Memorial Stadium. Gross in some trouble. He's going to tuck and try to run for the first down, and he's caught from behind at the 30-yard line by Joe Wallmeyer. A flag down at the 30-yard line as well.
A sideline warning on St. Cecilia.
Oh my
Just a warning.
What a call. They call sideline
warning.
Interference.
A sideline warning against Hastings St. Cecilia, but just the warning. And so it'll be 4th down.
4th down, about 4 or 5 yards to go. So they will indeed punt. What a heck of a way to turn the ball over there, wouldn't that?
Archbishop Bergan will punt it away. Final 35 seconds of this third quarter of play in the C2 State Championship game. Anderson had a little trouble with that snap, but gets off a great line drive punt. Takes a wonderful roll for Archbishop Bergan. Inside the 15, still rolling inside the 10. And it finally slows down near the 7-yard line. 62-yard punt for Tanner Anderson. You talk about a huge play in this game, flipping the field right there for Archbishop Bergan.
He kicked a bullet. That thing didn't get 10 feet off the ground as it went over the offensive and defensive lines' heads, and then just kind of hit and tumbled all the way down there. And there might have been a little wind too, Kevin. Kind of blew that thing down to the 7-yard line.
Well, Saturday night at 6:30 Central, Nebraska Stories meets with former football players to talk about the Husker walk-on program. Plus, see a story on the Nebraska Sandhills Cranes and a forest located in the middle of Omaha. Watch Nebraska Stories Saturday night at 6:30 Central on NET1 and NET HD. So Hastings St. Cecilia buried at the 7-yard line, trying to dig their way out of a hole here.
Usually when you see a punt like that, you go, oh no, something's going to happen big time in terms of the return, but not able to get their mitts on it. So Hastings back deep here.
From the 7-yard line, 1st down and 10. Cody Jackson just trying to find a little bit of running room on that right side, and he noses the ball out to the 9-yard line, a pickup of 2. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter in this C2 State Championship game. And our scoreboard operator, it took the quarter off. Not much to do in a scoreless third quarter in the C2 State Championship. And through 3 in Lincoln. Exciting finish ahead as Hastings St. Cecilia has a 9-6 lead over Archbishop Bergan in the C2 State Championship game at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. 12 minutes of football remaining, and the championship game right now in the hands of Hastings St. Cecilia, a 9-6 advantage.
I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today. I just wanna feel the day, something today. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. I just wanna be okay today.
Hey, college doesn't just happen. You have to push yourself as you go through high school. Don't be afraid to take classes like Algebra 2, Biology, or a foreign language. They can help raise your ACT score and prepare you for college. I wasn't the smartest kid in high school, but I took the tough classes and I passed. So what are you waiting for? Push yourself over to your counselor's office and sign up for them. They won't be easy, but you'll be glad you did.
I'm Kevin Kugler from Memorial Stadium. Fourth quarter underway here in the C2 State Championship game. And on the first play of this fourth quarter, a nice scamper from Jace Jackson for a first down for Hastings St. Cecilia.
Haven't seen much of that play on the afternoon, and I think that's what Carl Tessler had in mind when he said we maybe got to do some things different. They faked that dive to the fullback up in front and then come back with a little counter action with Jackson coming from left to right, finding some daylight and picking up a very quick first down.
Well, we've seen the two defensives really step up here today. We talked about it before the game started. These two high-powered offenses and how the defenses stack up. Well, we've seen it. 9-6 as we start the fourth quarter.
A scoreless third, both teams with long drives in that third quarter, but nothing doing. Hamburger on the roll. Looking to throw. Hamburger now going to run, and Hamburger nice moves and finally pounded down near the 27-yard line. Second down and 2, 8-yard pickup for Phil Hamburger.
He was trying to go deep, looking deep, but excellent coverage in the secondary by Bergan. They had the deep man covered underneath and over the top. No chance at all to get that ball in there. So he hung on to it, ran it, and almost picked up the first down.
Second down and 2. Jackson in motion. Up the middle, the fullback, Groffel, and Groffel backing up for a first down to the 31-yard line. A 5-yard tumble for the fullback and another first down for Hastings St. Cecilia. And this is where you wonder if that big offensive line isn't finally going to assert itself and really just grind this game down in the C2 championship.
You'd think they would be able to wear them down just a little bit. And just, you feel like it's just one play here in this fourth quarter. It's going to decide this thing one way or another.
First down and 10 from the 31, and Hamburger falls. Tripped over his offensive lineman making the exchange, and back at the 28-yard line, a loss of 3 for Hamburger.
That's a big negative play there for Bergan's defense. Kind of a fortunate play for them. They didn't do much to deserve that, but unfortunate for St. Cecilia. I think Hamburger got his foot stepped on, made him fall backwards, and now behind the 8 ball a little bit at 2nd and 13.
Hamburger in the gun. Second down, 13, and a whistle.
2nd and 18.
Flag down again. Might be the second penalty against Hastings St. Cecilia today. A delay of game against the Bluehawks.
And Hamburger knew immediately when the whistle what was coming, but just not able to get that play off in time. So 2 dead plays, 2 dead attempts in terms of picking up yardage here. And you don't need to go that direction, folks.
Second down and 18, 9:50 to go in this C2 championship. And now Hastings St. Cecilia going to spread it out a bit. Hamburger sets, going deep over the middle into coverage, and it's incomplete. Kissinger was well covered. 4 green jerseys in the area. Victor right out there along with Mitchell Swanson, the 2 lead men.
Kissinger gets up a little bit gingerly there. He's going to hobble off to the side. That's the first time we've seen St. Cecilia take a shot down the field, though, in quite some time. Now a third and extremely long. The last thing you want to do here is turn it over. I wouldn't be surprised with the way St. Cecilia's defense is playing to see something conservative here and then punt the football away.
3rd down and 18 from the 23-yard line. Hamburger gonna keep it. Hamburger caught from behind by Connor Hodovy. Hodovy knifing through the blockers and was able to catch up to Hamburger. Only a 1-yard pickup, and you called it, Matt, a conservative play run by the quarterback and just punt this ball away and hang on to a 9-6 lead.
Well, and I like that play call, the way your defense is playing. You don't want to throw an interception or a pick 6.
You got to hand it to this Bergan defense, guys. They have really stayed in there strong. They've been on the field quite a bit here in this quarter. But again, they've been able to step it up and keep it going.
Kissinger walked off a little gingerly, so the backup punter coming on. Left-footed punt, and a fair catch called for. Bobbled, loose ball. Who's got it? Hastings St. Cecilia. Boggs called for the fair catch. He couldn't come up with it. It ricocheted away, and the Bluehawks come up with another huge play in special teams. And 8, if they win the state championship, special teams are going to be a big reason why.
Absolutely. As you see it right here, ball coming out of that big bright sun out of the south, right into the eyes of the receiver. And the ball was kind of wobbly and kind of fidgeting around. Another look at it here. Just could not find the handle, and good coverage right here. Very alertly, those Cecilia players are on the money right here. One guy takes out the intended receiver on that play. The other guy recovers.
1st down and 10 from the 47. Hamburger under pressure. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I think there's no doubt. Sorry, Kevin. There's no doubt there that the sun was in his eyes on that punt return. And you know, whenever you're looking back up into it, in a big game especially, you have a little nerves and everything else, and I think that definitely played into that play.
And throw in footsteps too sometimes. Matt.
Right.
You got the sun, the pressure, and all of a sudden hear this clop, clop, clop coming at you. It's like, okay, you got to try to get all that out of your mind, just make the catch. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Hastings St. Cecilia trying to cash in on another break, leading 9-6 in the 4th. Toss play. Now the reverse, in some trouble. Nice move by Jackson. He cuts back, and Jace Jackson gets positive yardage where it didn't look like there was any. He ends up with 4 yards on the play, cutting it against the grain. That's just all Jace Jackson right there.
That looked like another negative play without a penalty, but Jackson's going to turn it into a positive here. Well, he had to. There's no future ahead of him, so let's go back the other way. He does that. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6.
And up on 8 minutes to play in the C2 championship. 3rd down and 6 from the 43. Hamburger on the keep. Hamburger in trouble, nowhere to go. Great job defensively by Archbishop Bergan, sniffing that one out and putting Hamburger to the turf after 1 yard. Let's go downstairs again to Larry Putney.
Yeah, but interesting how the small turns in a game can have a big impact. Matt Kissinger went off, as you saw earlier after that long pass play. He was injured on the punt that was low, and he ran for the 1st down. He was injured on that play. He's been bothered by it throughout the afternoon. He doesn't get out there for the last punt, and because it's a higher punt with the backup punter, it forces the bobbled snap. They recover. Small turns in a game can have big impacts.
Well, and if nothing else, what it's done is it's changed field position, as again a low snap bobbled, but another high punt. Boggs will look up at it. It bounces at the 20-yard line. It was shorter. Takes a good roll for Hastings St. Cecilia, and that ball's going to trickle dead right at the 10-yard line. So if nothing else, field position has changed considerably at Archbishop Bergan, starting down 3 from their own 10-yard line. Next Tuesday on NET Television, follow the 2006 Husker volleyball team on its journey to winning the 2006 National Championship in front of a sold-out crowd in Omaha. Remember the victory and learn the history behind the nation's premier women's volleyball program as NET Television presents Nebraska Volleyball. Dream like a champion. Next Tuesday night, November 30th at 8 Central Time here on NET1 and NET HD. First down for Riley Gross and company from the 10. Nobody open. Gross going to have to run and try to get some yardage. He will, and Gross very close to a first down after a 9-yard run, caught from behind by Zach Sterrup.
Good job making something out of nothing there for Gross. Looking downfield, bought some extra time for his wide receivers. Looked as though he might still be able to deliver the ball down the field, but it wasn't there, and he got 9 yards out of it still.
Second down and a yard from the 19-yard line. Gross the keep, and Gross will have the first down at the 21. Into the waiting arms of Joel Groffel, and a first down for Archbishop Bergan.
Hastings running just a 3-man front that last play. A lot of space up inside there, room to pick up that first down for Bergan. A fresh set of downs from about the 19.
6:15 to play in the ball game. Archbishop Bergan down 3. Been at this score the entire second half. First and 10. Gross sets up the screen. Sleister cannot get away. Zach Sterrup was right there. They know Sleister's the favorite target, and they've really made a nice adjustment to keep him out of the game in the second half.
Sterrup did a great job there in space. Sleister is not an easy guy to get to the ground. Much smaller than Sterrup, obviously. So when he got an arm on him, that did quite a bit of damage. If he doesn't make the play, I think Sleister has a chance to get upfield and get some positive yardage there.
Sleister, or I beg your pardon, Sterrup, that defensive end. Get to the pass right here, and the completion on that play. Great play there. I think that's Victor again on the reception. But back to that other play, Sterrup, a stand-up at the defensive end, and he recognized that play immediately. And we'll see that pass play again.
Just a terrific job by Victor and a good throw by Riley Gross, who has been very accurate today. The 2 interceptions, obviously one of them deflected into the arms of the defender, but Riley Gross with that completion, 19 of 26 on the afternoon, closing in on 200 yards, and he's just short of a first down for Archbishop Bergan. So he takes 2nd and 18 and turns it into 3rd and inches, and Larry Putney's back down on the field.
Kevin, you guys were talking about Zach Sterrup, and the thing that surprises me the most about being down here on the field, I mean, this just in, he's big, first of all, but he has at least another 30 to 40 pounds that he can easily put on that frame. He goes at 265, and he looks thin, but you can tell he has the build to add some serious weight to that frame. I'm sure that excites the coaches at Nebraska.
Well, James Dobson, the strength and conditioning coach, will get his first crack at it very soon. Here's Victor on 3rd down and short. Flag is down as Victor goes down the sidelines and upended shy of midfield, but a flag down back at the 30-yard line could change 3rd and inches into 3rd and 10.
One of the Bergan players kind of kicking his hands up to his helmet saying, I don't think that was the situation, but we'll see. We'll be on Bergan.
Boy, tough call there when you're trying to go win a state championship.
See if we pick it up here.
Had to be out on the edge.
It was actually Matt Sleister that was kind of frustrated on the play. Threw it in his direction.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Tough call for Bergan there. It would have been a first down out past the 40-yard line. Instead, they're back with a 3rd and 10 and potentially having to punt if they don't get this first down with under 5 minutes then to go in this game.
Well, about the last thing you want to do is put the ball back into the hands of Hastings St. Cecilia and allow their run game to just grind this game out and win a 9-6 state championship game. See what Bergan can do here. 3rd down and officially 12 for the first. The ball back at the 19-yard line. Gross to throw. all day to throw. Going deep down the near sideline, and it's overthrown and incomplete. Connor Hotovy, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down, and that Bergan punt team is going to come on and punt it away with 4:51 to play in the state championship game.
Hastings putting everybody back in coverage. They had a 3-man rush that time. They did bring a linebacker on the pressure, but again, plenty of time back there for Gross to put the ball up. Good coverage downfield at 7 men covering back there. Good job by St. Cecilia to get that job done and create this punt here.
Punt time for Tanner Anderson and company. Anderson. A little bit of a wobbler, short punt, fair catch signaled for and made at midfield by Cody Jackson. And Hastings St. Cecilia with a 3-point lead and 4:45 remaining to a state championship. It's time now for our NSAA championship trivia answer. We asked you the question earlier, what school won the first NSAA Class C2 football championship in 1975? And congratulations to Kenny Loosefelt of Madison, Nebraska. He knew Grant defeated Scribner 30-7. Coach Loosefelt, appreciate you watching. Appreciate everybody watching the coverage of the NSAA State High School football championships.
All 3 timeouts remaining for Bergan, so they can stop it if they can get a stop and not allow a first down and try to get the ball back for that high-powered offense that has been stifled here today by St. Cecilia.
First down and 10 from midfield. And the give to Jackson over the left side, picking his way upfield near the 45-yard line. 5-yard pickup on first down for Cody Jackson, and more importantly for Hastings St. Cecilia, the clock beginning to run. 4.5 to go in this 4th quarter, and they'd be thrilled to just run that clock all the way out and go home with a 9-6 win.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. That's exactly what they'll try to do. Grind it out here. 4:20, 4:19 and counting. Just power football, take as much time off. Try to get that first down, or you need a couple of first downs here. And here is another powered, oh, look out now.
Jackson with a huge hole to the 25, inside the 20, and Jackson shoved out of bounds at the 16-yard line. A gaping hole over the left side, and Cody Jackson goes 29 yards for the first down at the 16.
Yeah, Josh Boggs going to save the touchdown here, number 3 for Bergan as he goes. Bergan expecting, again, just straight up power right to the inside, but Jackson able to just bust it loose and go, and were it not for the heads up play of Josh Boggs, he'd be in the end zone right now.
Now St. Cecilia is thinking, let's put this thing away. If they can stick it in the end zone, go a long ways towards the state title.
There's Jackson over the left side again. Jackson inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. And that line opening some big holes late in this 4th quarter to power that run game for the Bluehawks.
Indeed, over there on that left side, you've got Joe Wallmeyer and Ryan Sheehy. And then you have the backs in that Maryland I setup, that Maryland I formation. Last time, Blake Brulette in there leading up into the hole. So excellent work by that whole group of people.
2nd down and 2, knocking on the door at the Bergan 8-yard line. Hastings St. Cecilia leading 9-6 in the 4th quarter. Jackson the carry. Jackson working his way inside the 5, still pushing the pile before he's driven back near the 2-yard line. What a tough run by the 5'9", 165-pounder Cody Jackson.
Jackson just kind of got caught up there about the 5-yard line, and they're going to mark it down, I guess, about the 2-yard line. Just kept pumping those legs, got a couple offensive linemen behind him helping to push the pile.
Well, and Jace Jackson led it up into the hole on the ISO block. Trammell and Susie over there on that right side, making the blocks in the offensive line.
First down and goal from the 2. Hamburger into the end zone for the touchdown. And Phil Hamburger may have just won Hastings St. Cecilia the C2 championship.
Wide open hole here, paved by Nathan Susk, the right guard. Senior guard at 6'1" and 260, and he opens up the whole valve on that side, and easy touchdown.
2:52 to go, 3 timeouts for Archbishop Bergan, and a huge hill to climb in this C2 championship.
Well, that's a state championship type drive right there. Have a chance to put the game away, and they go down and do it with a couple of big plays.
And now going for 2 to make it an 11-point ball game. Hamburger on the fake, Hamburger on the run, Hamburger to the goal line, and is he in? Yes, he is. The 2-point conversion is good.
Caught in the dilemma, Kevin, as to whether or not he should either take it inside or try to sprint to the corner. He took it inside, trying to rely on some strength, got hit about the 1, and then twists and turns and makes it in for the 2-point conversion.
He really paid the price at the end of that play, too. Took a pop as he came across that goal line on the 2-point conversion.
A little naked bootleg. One blocker out there is all. Was able to get out there. Consbrook had the block, and Hamburger was able to get into the end zone. Now he has to go down and get ready for kickoff team.
I tell you what, and that's a great effort by Dolish, Jerry Dolish. He was in on that tackle and just not able to quite keep him out of the end zone, but a heads-up alert play and a strong play by Dolish.
So now Ron Beacom has to try to figure out a way to lead his team with his quarterback Riley Gross back in, a team that has really engendered a lot of community support this year. And Coach Beacom told us earlier about how Fremont's gotten behind this team.
We've got parents that actually take vacation time from their jobs so that they can be there all week long to decorate and turn the gymnasium into a gala affair, and it's just a tremendous atmosphere. And so to see people that will invest that much because they believe in our core values and our core beliefs really says a lot. You know, it's those types of intangibles that create a family and a team.
Squib kick here on the kickoff, taken at the 20-yard line. Going to throw it back. A little trickery here on the kickoff return for Archbishop Bergan, and some room to run for Boggs, and Boggs pounded out of bounds across the 40-yard line. Good field position for Archbishop Bergan, and showing on that kickoff return, Abe, they're not going to quit.
No, not at all. And again, the offense is entertaining, and even the kickoffs already entertaining. Is Bergan a little wrinkle, a little razzle-dazzle right there to make it work, and great position now to work. If they can they've got to get a quick score, however. They've got to get that ball in the end zone. They've got the timeouts to work with, but they've got to get one in the end zone as quickly as they can and hope that they can do some other things if that does happen as far as kickoffs go. Again, here we go. Here's the ball game.
From the 41, 1st down and 10. Gross on the roll, open Sleister, room to run, 1st down into Bluehawk territory at the 44-yard line. The 11th catch of the day for Matt Sleister, and his 68th of the year.
Wow, what a big day. 11 catches, up over about 90 yards now for Sleister.
From the 44-yard line, Sleister again with the catch. Sleister trying to elude a block. He does. Sleister at the 30. Sleister to the 20. And Sleister puts Bergan in scoring position just like that at the 11-yard line. 2 plays, 8, and they're knocking on the door.
Like I said, a quick score, and they're working on that right now. If they can get one in here quickly, try to do something perhaps on the kickoff, and if not, use their timeouts after that to make it work. As Sleister, they're just dumping him out here in the flat, get the ball to him and let him go, because not only does he catch it well, he runs well with the football after he has made the reception. So good pressure by Bergan here to try to get this game back under control for them, and who knows how it's going to come out. Here we go.
And on the end of that play, Hamburger limped off the field. Keep an eye on him on the sidelines as Gross rolls on 1st down. Gross in some trouble trying to turn the corner. He just goes out of bounds. A loss on the play of almost 7 yards back near the 18-yard line.
That was a good job by the defense there. I think it was Consbrook was out there trying to force him out of bounds. And Gross, instead of trying to get rid of it or cut back, just ran out of bounds. I know he's saving clock there, but that's valuable real estate as well.
Second down and 18 back at the 19-yard line. Jailbreak screen to Boggs, and Boggs going to be in some trouble, and Boggs goes down near the 17-yard line. Now, question here. You need 2 scores. If you don't get the first down, do you try the field goal here?
I think I would. I think I give it a go and then take your chances as far as the kickoff goes, Kevin. But we'll see that the timeout factor there becomes the issue. You've got 3 to work with, and can you work it all in together? We'll see.
Well, they used 1 there, so they have 2 left with 1:58. Obviously, they'll throw it here, and if they don't complete it, 17-yard line, 27, about a 34-yarder that they could attempt and try to make it an 8-point game at that point, just over 7 points. So that means they'd have to have a touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Carl Tesmer, the head coach of Hastings St. Cecilia. A lot of community support in Hastings for the Bluehawks as well. He told us about it earlier.
Our parents back our kids very, very well, and the community support is there also from Hastings, from the town. But the parents, through the booster clubs and things, have followed the kids and provide us with everything we have. And there's never anything we want. Anything we want, we get.
No, that's so great to see the support from both of these schools here in the C2 state championship. School communities really coming together to back these 2 great teams. Big play here, 3rd down and 16 from the 17.
Christian Victor has been important in these kind of plays here early in the ball game. Let's see if it happens here again.
Riley Gross with lots of time. Gross for the back of the end zone for Victor. He's got it, touchdown. Archbishop Bergan, you called it, Abe. Christian Victor, the target to look for, and he made a tremendous catch, and the Knights are right back in this ball game.
Well, in the big plays today, he has been the factor, Christian Victor, both offensively and defensively. And watch this here. This is a perfect throw into traffic. My goodness, a lot of traffic. And Victor is the key, and he makes the play.
That's a big-time throw and catch.
And now going for 2. Sleister on the screen. He's in for the 2-point conversion, and we have a 3-point ball game. 1:52 to play in the 4th quarter. And Archbishop Bergan answers right back. They get the touchdown and the 2, and it's 17-14. Hastings St. Cecilia's lead, just a slim 3 points.
Well, you got to have, in the situation, you got to have quick scores, and they certainly got the quick scores. Now it's simply a matter of, can they get the ball back in time? Can they get that football back in time?
And you've got 2 timeouts left if you're Bergan, and Carl Tesmer's squad certainly knows if they get the ball back, you've got to believe that they're going to have a chance to run this out with that line and that running game. Phil Hamburger back out there on the field in the huddle getting ready to come out, so he appears to be okay after limping off a moment ago, and that's obviously of critical importance to make sure that he's healthy and ready to go out there as well. As you see what's happened so far in these championships, Howells in our first game yesterday in D2 all over Sargent 46-7. West Point with a 45-30 win over Creighton, and Millard North last night coming back from a 20-7 halftime deficit to beat Millard South 28-20. We've had a dandy here to start our day in the C2 championship. Norfolk Catholic and Pierce, followed by Crete and Elkhorn later on tonight.
See if they're going to try to dribble one here or just kick it up high and try to create that jump ball situation somewhere down here around the 40-yard line or somewhere between the 50 and the 40.
The onside kick bounces right into the hands of Cody Jackson, and he covers it up for Hastings St. Cecilia. And now the Bluehawks with a chance to try to run this ball game out and run their way to a C2 championship.
2 timeouts left. They can stuff them a couple of times. They might get it back. Under a minute to go, probably, by the time that would happen. But at least they would have a shot. We've seen 2 back-to-back touchdown drives now after these offenses had struggled for so long in this game.
First down and 10, ball at the 49. Jackson the carry. Jackson with running room. Jackson into the secondary and down to the 38-yard line. Cody Jackson, another great run. He's over 100 yards rushing today, and Jackson with a huge gain.
coming back to the weak side. We saw that play earlier, that long run that Jackson had. Coming back to that very, very same play. Moving the ball upfield. And right now, Bergan has a monumental job ahead of him.
They cannot allow much of anything anymore and have any time left on that clock. 1:25 to go in the C2 championship. Jackson again the carry. Jackson pushing over that left side and shoved it back at the 34-yard line, but Jackson picking up another 3 yards, 116 on the day, and a timeout taken by Bergan. They have one remaining, 1:14 to go in this fourth quarter. One timeout left for Archbishop Bergan. Well, if you'd like to get a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, go to netnebraska.org/sports or call 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Be sure to specify the sport, school, and class when ordering by phone. It's a lasting memory for the entire family. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Well, guys, we can't have a much better start to a day than we've had with this C2 championship game. Two very evenly matched teams, contrasting styles, but just extremely entertaining football game.
Pretty much of a slugfest plus entertaining. How does that work? But indeed it has been, and commend both of these teams playing the particular brands and styles of football that they do and making it quite a game to not only watch but for us to call.
And now Bergan just needs a miscue from St. Cecilia. This one's pretty much over. They can stop it one more time. They need a fumble.
2nd and 7 from the 34-yard line. Again the carry over the left side, and again Jackson finding about a yard is all to the 33-yard line. Timeout with 1:07 to go. Bergan now out of timeouts. 1:07 remaining. Obviously Hastings St. Cecilia going to run the ball one more time and just try to run down as much clock as they can here. Do some quick math, and it would seem that if they stop them here, Archbishop Bergan could get the ball back with about 30 seconds or so on that clock, maybe 25.
Yeah, somewhere in that range, Kevin, and of course first down and just wrap it up at that point. But yeah, you would think that they'll have that opportunity in the way they've been going with their offense, with Slicer doing what he does and their ability just to get the ball out and get them downfield. Hey, that may be enough time. So if you're St. Cecilia, you're mindful of that and you want to just burn it as much as you can right here.
And if they do have to punt it, guys, do they decide to go with a punt and actually snap it back there and have to go through that? Or do they just run another play?
Snaps have not been a strong suit today for Hastings, so
you might just see them run two plays.
Tough one.
3rd and 6, ball to 33 of Archbishop Bergan.
They're going to run this play and take a lot of time getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Motion from Faber out of the backfield. Toss play to Jackson. Jackson looking for the corner, looking for a block, and Jackson stopped short. Nice play coming in to make the tackle by Tanner Anderson. And now 4th down. Clock running, 50 seconds to go.
Raffle out there on the block on the corner. Takes excuse me. Takes care of one man, and backside pursuit picks up the rest. What do we got? 4th and a couple yards? 3 yards?
3 for the first, 2.5, 3 yards for a first down.
Might see St. Cecilia take a timeout right at the end of the play clock here.
And they do that with 24 seconds left in the 4th quarter of the C2 championship. 4th down. Of course, Archbishop Bergan out of timeouts, so a decision for Carl Tesmer here. Do you try to get that first down and salt it? Be it punt, even if it goes into the end zone, you're only going to net 10 yards on that punt. Seems like it might be a decent gamble to go for here, eh?
Assuming Kevin, the punt, you talk about the punt, assuming you get a good snap and things work out well. Now, we have seen that happen twice now where it has not been a good snap. So I would say go for it here. See what happens. And, at worst, they get the ball back around the 29, 30-yard line and with a few seconds left to go. But that would be my thought.
4th down at the 30-yard line. just across the 28 is where they'd need to go for a first down. I'd call it a long 2 from our vantage point for the first. And here comes the offense jogging out onto the field for Hastings St. Cecilia. A first down, and this ball game's over. If they get stopped, still a little life left. Fourth down. Hamburger, toss play. Looking for running room is Jackson, and he's buried in the backfield at the 35 by Tanner Anderson. This game is not over yet. 19 seconds to go, and Archbishop Bergan with the ball.
Interesting play call right there. We'll leave it at that. And Bergan with 19 seconds to see if they can get the job done. They can't strike. We've seen that happen. But man, what a terrific effort by the Bergan defense. Just beating blocks up the line of scrimmage and shut down that running play immediately.
3 wide left of the line for Riley Gross, the quarterback. Today, 23 of 31, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns. And some movement early, and that's going to make the job a little bit more difficult for Archbishop Bergan. Need to go 70 yards instead of 65.
Prior to the snap, an illegal snap on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
And now do you try to get the ball to somebody like Sleister in space and try to let him make a play on a shorter pass? Or do you go with a longer pass down the field, obviously, and try to pick up a huge chunk through the air? They probably need to get it down, I would guess, to somewhere in the neighborhood of the 25-yard line-ish to try to get a
long this year's 40 yards
to try to get a field goal attempt.
Here's Gross on first down, going deep, looking for Christian Victor, jumps up, juggled, and almost intercepted by Hamburger.
That's what happens when you have everybody deep like that and you try to throw jump balls. That's why maybe sometimes you find somebody underneath and try to let them just make a play, make somebody miss.
Well, they had done so well with Sleister through the course of the day. His numbers, Sleister at 12 catches for 122 yards. We saw how effective he was in that last series. So he's down here below us on the right-hand side.
2nd and 15 to Victor. In trouble, down he goes. Read perfectly. Wallmeyer buried him. Clock running. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. It's over. And Hastings St. Cecilia is your C2 state champion.
Entertaining game, exciting finish here for these two teams. Bergan trying one more time to get it going, but just not able to get her back to the line of scrimmage in time, and that was it.
What a finish to this one. Hastings St. Cecilia fighting through and winning this C2 state championship by just 3 points today. Tremendous ball game, Matt Davison, between two really evenly matched teams. This was a fun one.
It really was, and the defense has really stepped up for both teams today. High-powered offenses, different offenses, as we talked about quite a bit today. St. Cecilia tried to grind it out most of the day, and Bergan just really couldn't get the passing game going the way they needed it to. Gross ended up throwing for 257 yards on the day, so those numbers look good along with 2 touchdowns, but really St. Cecilia, they bent a lot, but they didn't break much. Only gave up 14 points, and 17 points was enough to win it here today. They averaged over 34 on the year, so half of that was enough to get it done for the state championship.
Hastings St. Cecilia, your state champions. The final score in C2, 17-14. More from Memorial Stadium in a moment.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank, fulfilling their commitment to serve customers wherever they are on their terms, providing a full range of banking services at 57 branch offices and more than 100 ATMs located conveniently across Nebraska. Wherever you go, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you'll find us.
Animal agriculture is vital to Nebraska. Livestock production not only contributes to our food supply, but also helps our rural communities. Livestock provides revenue for schools, creates jobs, supports Main Street, and enhances the future for farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Board's Animal Agriculture Initiative works to encourage growth of responsible livestock enterprises to benefit agriculture and Nebraska.
Power Drive electric car program gives high school students a hands-on way to apply studies, learn about electricity and energy efficiency, and develop skills that will benefit them throughout their lives. Nebraska Public Power District encourages students and teachers to get involved. Schools have the power to make it happen. For information on Power Drive, visit oppd.com or nppd.com.
On a recent visit to her daughter's house, Oriole shares her famous pie recipe.
Tastes good to me.
As we look back at the history of organ building, there has always been this core of people interested in preserving this tradition.
Nebraska Stories, showcasing our state and the people who call themselves Nebraskans.
Friday night on NET1.
Putney, the final in our C2 state championship. The Hastings St. Cecilia Bluehawks are your state champions with a 17-14 win over Archbishop Bergan. Just a 3-point state championship win and a dandy today at Memorial Stadium. If you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the NSAA football or volleyball championships, go to netnebraska.org/sports or call 1-800-868-1868 to order your DVD for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Be sure to specify the sport, school, and class when ordering by phone. It's a lasting memory for the entire family. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. And let's go to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson, as we introduce the awards presentation for Class C2.
The Nebraska School and Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Mark Norvell from Fillmore Central, Max Kroger from Ord, and U.S. Bank representatives Maggie Zexer and Ian Scranton. Here are the awards for Class C2 runner-up, Archbishop Bergan. Well, head coach Ron Beacom and your assistants, please present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Jerry Dolish. Number 3, Josh Boggs. Number 4, Christian Victor. Number 5, Dylan Kreitzer. Number 6, Corey Archer. Number 8, Tanner Anderson. Number 9, Lucas Walker. Number 10, Mitchell Swanson. Number 11, Riley Gross. Number 12, Bryce Weir. Number 16, Jonah Manson. Number 17, Leon Sichelski. Number 22, Connor Hunnavy. Number 24, Will Kimmerer. Number 27, Brandon Collier. Number 33, Tanner Boggs. Number 37, Ryan Batenhorst. Number 51, Gavin Schelberg. Number 58, Austin Schmidt. Number 61, Tyler Maple. Number 64, Bren Dirkschneider. Number 65, TJ Buntorf. Number 70, Cole Conrad. Number 72, Ben Bodette. Number 76, Matt Jacobs. Number 77, Chase Oliver. And number 88, Matt Sleister. And now, here is the 2010 Class C2 runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Archbishop Bergan High School.
Well, just a wonderful season for Archbishop Bergan, team that was the C2 runner-up in 2008, came in at 12-0 on the year, and obviously disappointed right now. Some tears and some sadness on that Archbishop Bergan sideline, but nothing to be ashamed about the way they played today. An admirable performance and a terrific season for Archbishop Bergan.
Indeed it was, Kevin. They came in, they had rushed the ball very well, threw the ball even much better this year. They threw the ball well today, 257 yards on the day. That's about 50-some yards over what their season average was. Didn't quite get up where they needed in the rushing game, and maybe that was a bit of the difference here today. Just 40 yards rushing where they average about 130, just over 130 on the year. But well done, excellent year. Nothing to be ashamed about. Again, we say this incessantly about these teams, and it's tough when you're a player, when you're going right through it right now, but they'll look back on it and say, yeah, we had a pretty good year, guys, and glad that we could be a part of it.
Back to Rich Broderson, our public address announcer, to introduce you once again to the champions of Class C2.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to the champions from Hastings St. Cecilia High School. First, head coach Carl Tesmer. We have a special award for you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's sharp.
Now, Coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Cannon Howell. Number 2, Matthew Kissinger. Number 3, Alexander Schmidt. Number 4, Jared Jackson. Number 5, Jameson Esch.
One of many, all right.
Number 6, Tyler Wilner. Number 7, Philip Hamburger. Number 8, Blake Brouillette. Number 9, Bryce Faber. Number 10, Simon Ostrander. Number 12, Blake Mysick. Number 14, Luke Carey. Number 15, Cody Jackson. Number 16, Chase Bassett. Number 20, Ben Tomchuk. Number 21, John Blazer. Number 22, Avery Driscoll. Number 23, Ryan Baker. Number 24, Kevin Ryan. Number 25, Cesar Tino. Number 27, Tommy O'Keefe. Number 30, Nick Brouillette. Number 32, Jace Jackson. Number 34, Joel Greffel. Number 35, Devin Ellie. Number 41, Trevor Ernst. Number 42, Cody McDowell. Number 50, Ty Mangers. Number 51, Christopher Hartford. Number 53, Alex Sheehy. Number 54, Jordan Troush. Number 55, Colin Ellie. Number 57, Lance Schmidt. Number 58, Joseph Clark. Number 60, Jackson Saminsky. Number 63, AJ Cato. Number 64, Corey Torque. Number 65, Trey Wilhelms. Number 66, Nathan Susi. Number 67, Dallas Kivanaugh. Number 72, Michael Wynn. Number 73, Tyler Stanovan. Number 74, Zach Sturrock. Number 76, Ryan Sheehy. Number 77, Joseph Wallmeyer. Number 78, Joshua Dremel. Number 80, Adam O'Grady. Number 82, Mitchell Boyd. Number 83, Jacob Swanson. And number 85, Jordan Gunsbruck. And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2010 Class C2 State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Hastings St. Cecilia High School.
Hastings St. Cecilia, your C2 champions after winning the state title in Class C1 a year ago. They hold another trophy up high with a C2 championship to go next to that C1 title. Carl Tesmer with his third championship titles in 2000 and last year in 2009, and now championship number 3 for Hastings St. Cecilia. Congratulations to the Bluehawks. What a game and what a season, a perfect 13-0.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Congratulations to St. Cecilia. This is a day that these kids will never forget. I had the opportunity to win one in basketball, and I can tell you that this memory is something they'll take with them forever, and you'll have reunions and all sorts of stuff. So congratulations to them, and a great performance. You know, they had to win this one a little bit of a different way than maybe they had anticipated going into it with such a good offense. Today, the defense is what I think won this one.
Let's go downstairs. Larry Putney is standing by with a couple of champions, including the head coach, Carl Tesmer.
Well, we'll talk with Coach Tesmer first. Pretty emotional ending for you here. Let's talk about this. You've been saying for a couple of years this might be it for you. Is this it?
No, you just never know, and it's moments like this that kind of keep you coming back. And you know, it's not the championships; it's the relationships with kids. It's the talks and the friendships that you try to get, and so those kind of things kind of keep you around the game.
Talk about that second half performance of your defense.
Just fantastic. I mean, my gosh, you know, and the problem with actually the whole ball game, because people don't realize early in that ball game, even, you know, when you're not clicking, it's even tougher earlier when you're not getting first downs and things. And so we're doing our best, and our defense held us in there, just kept us in the game.
Talk about this guy to my left, Cody Jackson, what he meant in the second half.
Oh, he just ran like, you know, just like a horse out there. You know, anyway, this program says he weighs 165 if he weighs 140, and he finds a little seam in there, and he keeps those legs running high. And, you know, there aren't too many people can say, you know, you win a state championship with a 140-pound eye back. But this guy's got guts, and that's why we won.
Thanks very much, Coach. Congratulations. So back-to-back state champs in your senior year. Talk about what it's like to go out like this.
It's just awesome to win it 2 years in a row. I mean, our senior class worked very hard this summer, and it's just awesome to go out with a win.
Cody, first half, I heard your coaches keep telling you, get the edge, get the edge. They were trying to get you to go outside. Second half, it seemed like a lot of your yards came inside as your team chanced. Cody, talk about the difference there. What was the change?
It was just tough getting to the outside. They wanted me to, on the sweep, they wanted me to get to the outside, but it was kind of tough because they'd bring their cornerback down. So our person that was pulling, they took him outside, so I just cut up and tried to get some yards inside.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, what a performance. 21 carries, 117 yards for Cody Jackson, pacing Hastings St. Cecilia to a championship 17-14 the final.
And you've got to really hand it to their defense. Their defense adjusted in a number of different ways to the multiple looks, and just all the different plays and formations that Bergan threw at them, Kevin, and they really did a whale of a job in that. They a team that was averaging 133 yards per game, they held them to 40. They did tag them for quite a bit more in the passing game, but overall their defense played very well and limited a team that was scoring 34 points a game to just 14 here today. So Hastings, again, congratulations to them. Great year to for both of these teams, and you commend them, and what a way to.
Now Hastings St. Cecilia, your champions in Class C2, and be sure you're with us for the Class C1 championship game. That's coming up at 2:30 Central Time this afternoon. NET1 and NETHD as Norfolk Catholic will take on Pierce. That's 2:30 Central on NET1 and NETHD. Once again, our final score in Class C2, Hastings St. Cecilia, your state champs.